Give it up.
Welcome to the End World.
It's true.
Fight as you may, become the champion and the End World will grant you your deepest wish. Today, the game is defeat the Trophy Guardian.
Defeat it with this?
Before we get started, let's warm up.
That means...
humanoids enhances your weapon.
So, surviving players inherit the weapon level from the defeated.
Over there. That is the real target.
I won't let you die.
Yeah, the game is more fun in co-op.
The M on its chest! That's the weak spot! By the way, I'm Wan-Wan.
Pleasure to fight with you, Wan-Wan. Call me Yin.
Name's Ling.
Congratulations, you have unlocked the bonus quest, Co-op Achieved. For the very first time, Emerald will grant you rewards that were never before seen.
that's breaking the mirror. Peace out and word. It doesn't matter whoever, however, wherever. We got nothing no more. You came from the shadow, she falls from the glow. Don't even need to know whoever we were before. We better than me, us better than me. Stay together, let it go. We better than me, us better than me. Stay together, let it go.
The kiddo didn't win. He's just handpicked. I break boundaries, not bonds. This is more than a game to me. I was never meant to be a watchdog. Not a fan of technology. I guess the day has come for us. I like egg fried rice too. Oh, I mean the food, not the song. Teamwork? Maybe.
Make some noise, everybody!
Life is a game, and I decide how it's played. It's always the process I enjoy most. Anybody up for a duel? Pork ribs for dinner. No greens. I imagine defeat tastes like salads. Bros before burritos. Ha, gotta move faster. My team needs me. Great team we've got here. Old friends, new team. We got this. We can make a great duo. Hope they won't ban me if I win again.
What are you doing? Awesome's what I'm doing. Awesome screen. Awesome camera. What are you doing? Awesome's what we're doing.
awesome is for everyone.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to the 2022 MLBB All-Star International Stage, day number 2. My name is ICBaby12. Join with me in Sir Cloud as we are going to be taking you through the journey of your favorite All-Stars going to be competing for the number 1 spot. Now, welcome back. Here in day number 2 means it is going to be the semifinals of their respective group, where the 4 best teams that you guys have voted for has made it thus far. I'm looking forward to see how it all goes down. But before that, Sir Cloud, anything you want to say?
Yes, of course, we would like to thank our organizers here for today. Of course, this wouldn't have happened without Moontoon being our organizers that's powering our tournament today, and not to mention our official smartphone presenter, which is Samsung Galaxy A series.
Exactly, the Samsung Galaxy A series The A53 5G is powered with awesome new features to help you stay winning every day. Packed with a 64 megapixel quad camera, immersive experience, and ultra-fast 5G performance to take you through the entire journey of your MLBB gameplay. You can also check out this amazing phone on your nearest stores. We're also online as well with www.samsung.com/sg for more information if you guys want to find out the phone itself.
Right, so today we'll be seeing again some repeats because they met each other in the group stages before. So we're going to see One Trick versus NEVERWIN. Now, One Trick versus NEVERWIN, they top the Group A, whereby No Lancelot unfortunately got eliminated during that time. So this is basically not the first time they met each other. So yeah, let's see what difference will they bring this time around.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it all goes down, especially for that group itself. However, the final 4 teams here is going to be on its way. In case you missed out in the action, we are going to be giving you guys the schedule very, very shortly. But of course, here in day number 2, you know, Circle out there has been exciting games day 1. A lot of upsets as well. A lot of unpredictability. So, what do you think? Is it going to be a smooth sailing game for today? Or are we going to be seeing some really, really close, intense fights? I'm hoping for something close though.
Yeah, I think so. You know, at this kind of tournament, right, or in any tournament in general, as you move along, you will get better and better teams fighting up with each other. And right now, I think we have a lot of good talent in our team lineup. But talking about team lineup as well, this is our semi-final. So One Trick versus NEVERWIN. One Trick from the Philippines, NEVERWIN from Indonesia will be battling out with each other. And then we will have Smos Sne going up against Clover in our second series.
Agreed. But while this is happening as well, all the series is going to be a best of 3 series. So whoever takes 2 games against each other will be advancing into the grand finals, which is going to be happening tomorrow for day number 3 in the international stage. So the best all-stars is going to be this top 4 teams as of yet. It is going to be representing from Philippines, Indonesia, Cambodia, as well as Myanmar as the best region as of yet. So I'm looking forward to see what kind of game I was really expecting as well, especially now when there has been a lot of debates between the Philippines versus Indonesia matchup.
Yeah, although it's a best of 3 series, right? But because they met each other before this, so they had time to like, okay, this is how their playstyle is. There's a kind of a hero that they like to pick, ban, so on and so forth. So this is the moment that if they want to show their adaptation, this is it from game number 1. Of course, if anything happens in game number 1, there's still game number 2 at least to try to re-counter back your opponents in terms of strats or bans or whatever it is on the playing field. So it's very, very different from the best of 1, whereby best of 1, like what you said before, just go for the cheese strats, catch your opponent off guard and win that round and just close up the chapter. But this time, you can't necessarily do that.
Agreed. But while this is happening as well, we are going to be seeing a lot of schedules for you guys as well. So be sure to share the live stream as much as you can and let them all know that this is going to be an exciting match. This is going to be happening today, especially in this upcoming match. And I'm looking forward to see whether or not will One Trick pull off One Trick strategies or will NEVERWIN have a smooth sailing victory all the way through. Is the One Trick going to work against NEVERWIN or will it backfire in their hands? Because as of yet, we haven't exactly know how and what they have adapted through day 1's experience and watching all of the games. So I'm looking forward to see how what kind of compositions that they are going to be bringing to the table. We did see a Fanny pickup coming from One Trick in particular. I think it was played by King Jasro, which was something that kind of caught us off guard. So I'm looking forward to see whether or not the Fanny is going to be a big factor for One Trick, considering that NEVERWIN was able to adapt to their Fanny gameplay in yesterday's games.
Yeah, besides the pick as well. So just for the record, the last time these 2 teams met each other, that was on day 1. NEVERWIN won against One Trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a win that's I think it was kind of like a 50-50 win. Yeah, but nevertheless, a win is still a win.
Yep.
So we can expect a good matchup, but just keep in mind that NEVERWIN, they, well, never lost.
Yeah, apparently they've never lost yet, so I'm looking forward to see whether or not is it going to be the never lose strike, or is it going to be, you know, I don't know, man. Are they going to win again?
Well, we need to wait and see,
or they
because
never win.
One Trick could have been like, because that game didn't really matter if you remember,
true.
right? So both of the teams actually went on to the next round already.
Oh,
so
yeah.
this is where it all matters. This is where if one trick wants to show off, there are multiple tricks. This is it.
I definitely agree. I'm looking forward to see you guys sharing the team as well. Who are you guys supporting? Is it going to be NEVERWIN, or is it going to be one trick that is going to be supporting as well? Because there is going to be so much on the line. Bragging rights for sure, but what I do know is fancy gameplays. That it's going to be all fun and games. I'm looking for some really cool plays. I had the luxury to see some really cool fanny gameplay. So I'm looking forward to see it goes up. But before that, in case you guys are wondering who these guys are, let us introduce the teams for this first matchup. And here, representing from Team NEVERWIN.
Yep, NEVERWIN, representing the region of Indonesia. They are Marco Corp, Zin, Dri Wui, Whiz King, GPX Ando. These will be our players, of course. They will be using different in-game names for some of them. Marco Corp, Idi Boss, Zin Chui, Tangy, Whiz King SS, Burung Kakak Tua. So keep an eye for these names in-game. NEVERWIN, of course, never lost so far.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what kind of composition they are going to be bringing to the table, especially with Burung Kakak Tua has kind of demonstrated that he's able to play multiple mage roles, and his Kagura is a force to be reckoned with as well, alongside with his Farsa plays. So I'm looking forward to see, are they going to play a very similar composition? Tanji has flexed up his Cho for a couple of meteor times, and I'm looking forward to see, are we going to see like really quick wave of the Dragon Kicks to set up for the team? So it's something that they may opt to actually showcase themselves, and considering that NEVERWIN has a big variety of pool, I don't exactly know what are they going to be bringing to it. It's so hard to draft against them as compared to One Trick, who has a little bit of a composition. So now, in case you guys have missed out in the action, let's take a look at the One Trick's composition. Representing from the region of Philippines, we have Dirty Gaming, Chelsea Reyes, Chester Gaming, King Jasro, as well as Yuka Kuroyanagi, consisting of the lineup for One Trick.
Yes, so this will be Indonesia versus Philippines. Of course, One Trick kind of living up with their name, being One Trick, but that's only from the few games that we saw in day number one. And of course, day number one sometimes it's like an adaptation day, or more of like a getting to know each other, right? Like, oh, okay, so this is how your playstyle is, and so on and so forth. And like what we talked about earlier on, the fight between NEVERWIN versus One Trick, that fight didn't really matter, so they could use some cheese strats that time, and today they could be showing out their best of the best.
Yep, King Jasro as well has demonstrated that he was a very capable fanny build player, and he's able to actually pull off some big wonders as well. I feel like NEVERWIN, they should not underestimate his prowess again, even though they have figured out a way to deal with it with that win in yesterday's game. So do they want to test their prowess again and just let him play the fanny again, or is One Trick gonna just completely ignore the fanny and just play something else altogether? So I don't know. This is gonna be a big test coming from One Trick, or will NEVERWIN just never win? I guess it's difficult, right? It's really difficult considering that we are gonna be watching this match itself, because anything can happen. And so far, based on One Trick, we've seen what, 2 games that they played yesterday with fanny pickups, one with a win against No Landslot, and one with a loss with NEVERWIN. But what I do know, is it really a One Trick coming in from King Jasro?
Yeah, that's the question, because during the group stages, right, he only played fanny and nothing else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we have never seen, at least in the international stage, right, what he's capable of. Maybe he is not a One Trick, or maybe he is a One Trick fanny, which is scary though, but they allowed him to play that fanny anyway. But I expect that with that kind of record, if you look at his fanny, 50% win rate from the group stage, it makes sense to just give him the respect back.
Agreed. So I'm looking forward to see how the drafts is going to be all going on its way here, but that is going to be the composition coming from both of the teams. Based on the stats itself, I feel like Sinchui really stand out coming from NEVERWIN here. His Ling was something that really is best spot, but as of yet, the 5-1-5 heroes is still going to be the ones that you are going to be watching out for. But without further ado, this is going to be the drafts for game number 1 in this best of 3 in the semifinals for day number 2 here in the All-Stars International match.
I believe it was a Fanny and Grog combo that we saw. Yeah, Chester with the Grog was pretty insane as well. So something for NEVERWIN to consider if they want to ban out, unless they were like super confident, because anyway they won against that combo, so it doesn't really matter for them. They can still let them play it, and maybe they can find a way to counter.
Yeah, I guess if you put it that way. But as of now, that is going to be the Aldos pickup coming in from One Trick, respecting the Aldos, which I believe Marco Cobb was able to demonstrate in yesterday's games, and it forced them in a situation where they weren't expecting him to come online, but when he does hit like a truck. So this is going to be the respect bans coming from One Trick to deny Marco his hero. NEVERWIN. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna ban the Fanny right here, or will Sin play the Fanny himself?
Yeah, this will be the question. So far, even Karina is banned, so NEVERWIN still letting go. Okay, for now it's a confirmation that NEVERWIN will let go either the Fanny or the Grok, either one. So it's open for what you do, unless they choose to pick it as their first pick. I don't expect to see that. We've never seen NEVERWIN picking that kind of composition before. So unless they, preparing, they prep themselves for this day number 2, and they're just like, okay, we'll ban one of them, we'll pick one of them in preparation just because it's One Trick.
I think Grok is something that is both teams are very familiar with as well. When it comes to priority pickup, I feel like NEVERWIN, they still would like to prioritize the Ling a little bit more. So if One Trick decides not to ban it, they are going to pick it up for themselves for sure, but that is going to leave the 1-1 up to grab. So NEVERWIN, do they want to respect the Fanny, or do they ban something else? It seems like they are going to ban off the 1-1 instead. So One Trick, they've got to make a decision. Let the Fanny slide, or ban the Ling, respecting Zin's Ling.
Or they could ban the Moskov, because we're talking about the Moskov being a counter towards Fanny, right? And if
not super a counter, I feel like it's not a super counter, it's like more of a cliche way of dealing with it, but
right.
I can see where you're getting at, but it seems like One Trick, they are gonna ban off the Ling, showing respect to Zin's hero pool.
Yep, so it's going to be the Ling. So now the first pick. So a Grok is still viable. I think regardless of whatever composition that you try to play, a Grok is always pretty good as well. Tanky enough, able to give you a jungle invade, able to just mess up the early buff gathering from either side. So that could be a good first pick.
Oh, here comes the question. Seems like NEVERWIN, they are going to first pick the Franco, expecting One Trick to bring the Fanny again.
Yay.
The Franco is a good way to deal with the Fanny as well, if you get those ultimates to catch all the way through, or even the hook to actually reset the way through. So One Trick, they are going to stick with the Xavier as well as the Fanny. So that is going to be the Xavier up on Yuka Kuroyanagi, and King Jasro playing the Fanny. NEVERWIN, however, what is going to be their jungle respawn? It seems like it's going to be a very difficult task, but as of yet, he does have a lot of hero pools. But Urukakatwa going to be sticking up to Eve instead. So Zin, do they want to pick the jungler now, or do they want to pick the Kufra instead? But it seems like the Franco is pretty much deadlocked right now against the Fanny.
Yeah, that will be... They're ready for it. They're ready for like, okay, you guys can take the Fanny, no issues, we know what we're doing here, and we don't really need the Moskov. Well, they can still pick the Moskov later on if they want to, but it becomes an option for them, considering that they already got Franco, right? But let's see here. Yuzong, the Dragon Master, will be picked up. I think this will be a pretty good pick. But the Moskov on the other side.
Yep, seems like this is going to be the way to go coming from NEVERWIN. Going for the Yuzong as respect. It's a good way of going for crowd control, and it does definitely mess up the Fanny composition a little bit, but I feel like it's not the best in the world, but it's a way to create chaos in the midst of fusion. So One Trick with the Moskov pickup, something that I'm not expecting as well. Surprised to see One Trick also banning off the Lancelot, potentially going to be the Hayabusa as well, maybe, against NEVERWIN, but I feel like NEVERWIN, they could opt to go for the Hellcurt as well. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, so now, bans, if we look at it, let's see, One Trick could still go for the Grok, so NEVERWIN could still consider that as well, just because like their pick Grok 100% of the time used by Chester at that moment. So Matrix has been their choice. NEVERWIN, the final ban, I would say a Grok still, but maybe they want to go for something that's more engaging or something more dangerous than just a Grok that is more of like a tank or just something to mess up the jungle.
I think NEVERWIN can consider just banning off the Grok, just showing respect.
Yeah.
That One Trick can actually play the Grok as a roaming role. especially being played by Chester. But at the same time, Marsha is also up for grabs as well, which is something that both teams can look to abuse to a certain degree, even though it was banned in yesterday's game so far. So I'm a little bit surprised that the Marsha kind of slid off into this space. So NEVERWIN, do they want to ban it? Nope, they will ban the drop instead of the Marsha. So Marsha is going to be out for grabs. So one trick, do they want to go for the roaming Marsha by Chester, or do they just want to go for the mirror matchup? In this case, I don't think there's a lot of mirror to deal with the Franco, but looks like they are going to go for the Lolita shield to try and block the Franco hooks, or maybe even provide shields for Fanny. I'm not exactly sure what is this idea, but alright, okay. I'm surprised.
Wow, okay. So we're seeing some new picks here. So we saw the Lolita being picked up. It's the first time in the international stage that we saw Lolita. Yeah, we might see another new pick. So they're still hovering around, just making sure that their choices are right. But Lolita's going to be an interesting one, definitely. Their last pick, they could still go for an... Okay, they're not going to go for another tank. No.
I like the Lolita pickup in case they decide to go for the teammate from NEVERWIN, but I'm really surprised they hover onto it. So seems like it's not going to be the case, but that is going to be the Popo and Koopa coming from NEVERWIN, and also a matchup against 30 Gamers on his Moskov. Meanwhile, the Hayabusa is going to be up from Sin. But last but not least, one trick will finalize it with the Uraners as an XP laner with this matchup. A lot of space creation is going to be asked up from King Jastro to try and drag this into its later stage. Meanwhile, NEVERWIN, they've got a lot of strong early aggression for this composition. So based on this draft, I'm liking a little bit more on NEVERWIN's comp more.
Yeah, NEVERWIN seems to be pretty stacked though. And on the other side as well, we saw the Uranus last pick. We've seen Uranus in Day Number 1 with how it's been played. It's just Uranus is just going to be sitting at the lane, not going to be moving at all. If the fight starts to go onto his lane, he will move on to the other lane. Occasionally, he will join on the team fights just because how tanky it is, and he should contribute towards team fight in that sense. But expect that to be done maybe like 40% of the time. Majority of the time will be trying to shove out lanes.
Agreed. I'm looking forward to see how it all comes down between both these teams here. But based on towards I would say one trick's composition, they are going to be looking for a little bit of a split push potential as well as space creation coming from Fanny. But without further ado, let's not waste too much time. Let's jump straight in towards game number 1 in this best of 3 series, in this semi-finals. It is going to be NEVERWIN going up against one trick game number 1.
And here we go. Let's see who will do the jungle invasion, or will there be any, or will there not be any jungle invasion as Yuka starts to be at the forefront.
Looks like there is going to be a role swap coming in. I was expecting Yuka to actually play the Xavier. Seems like it is going to be Tanji. It is going to be Yuka playing on the tank role, while Chester is going to be playing on the mage role instead. And it seems like there is going to be a little bit of a... Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a plot twist coming in from this fight itself, and I'm looking forward to see how it all goes down. Meanwhile, on the top side as well, 30 Gamers is going to take a little bit too much damage with this trade-off with the Popo and Koopa.
And now, at the top lane, we do see 30 Gamers. Very, very low, but Whisking going up against a 1v2. They got to be careful of the roaming here coming in from Tangy. Of course, the hook can be very, very annoying, but he needs to land those hooks. Now, Tangy is at the forefront, but not throwing out the hook just yet.
Yeah, the hook comes in. I feel like 30 Gamers in a very awkward position. I like how he's positioning himself to be dodging the hooks, right? You can see even Yuka is just body blocking his way through, making sure that 30 Gamers has a pretty decent time. But at the same time, 30 Gamer is struggling against this matchup with Popo Koopa. Popo Koopa was definitely going to win out the trade-offs for sure. And just like that, they're just going to play a little bit more babysit. Meanwhile, on the XP lane, this Yu Jong is having the time of his life against the Uranus. And now, with no stacks in, is going to look for the OK Shadow Kill. This is going to be an easy first blood in the hands of Team NEVERWIN. Meanwhile, on the top side as well, Fanny finally looking to actually make a little bit more action, but doesn't want to take the risk against Whisking.
Oh, Yuka tries to spot out, but Tangy not really pulling out those hooks just yet. We haven't seen the hooking potential coming in for Tangy.
Wow!
Oh, but another kill. King Joshua getting himself one.
Wow, no purple buff, no problemo. Immediately comes out, takes the type down, swipes, goes to the wall spam, and takes down Marco Cobb on the bottom side. Top side as well, they do trade off 30 gamers, so that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. But still, this Fanny is what one trick needs to actually open up the map. And currently, the turtle is going to be out for grabs. Purple buff going to be secured from King Jastro. Tanji is going to be in the vicinity. Real Munition comes in, tries to zone him off. Chester with a big darting light tries to isolate the fight. Here comes the Black Dragon coming in from Marco Cobb to try and isolate the fight. But it looks like he's going to try and go greedy with his skill. He gets a 2-man stun, but here's the follow-up. Where is he going to go? But it is going to be Yves that trades his life. So it's going to be 1-for-1 trade. A very greedy approach, but was it actually worth it? Because as of yet, Sid, he doesn't have the purple buff. He's getting chased by Chelsea. And this is not going to be a good time for him to actually go for a turtle buff. So that is going to be the turtle completely ignored from both sides. Meanwhile, top side, Tanji gets a very nice hook. Here comes the chain CC, and that's going to be 30 gamers dying for a second time up top.
You're not going to get anywhere, especially if there's if we can already bite by now. But then again, Chester in the middle will need to be careful. But the good news is that maybe his hook is still on a cooldown based on the timing. So it's just there just to like fend him off. But King Jastro wants to go in, but need to be careful that Tangi is there not to be hooked away.
Yep. King Jastro playing a little bit safe, wants to save up his energy as much as he can. Looks like he's going to recall his way. But instead, oh no, from the top side, we do see the hook coming from Tanji, actually denying the recall from King Jastro, forcing a very late rotation. So that's a huge delay coming from him. Meanwhile, bottom side is going to be a little bit of a chill as well. Tanji now making an attempt, 30 gamers. Oh no, he's going to be stuck. Here comes the bite. His death. Injury does have the OK Shadow Kill on top of it all, and he will prop it out. That's going to be 3 deaths in a row for 30 gamers. Meanwhile, one trick, they are going to focus on the turtle.
Okay, so the turtle, but okay, they will be stopped at that track now. The turtle still can be stolen, but the turtle will not be stolen. King Jastro will get what he wants.
Yeah, Marco Cobb gets a big shield shot, gets a lot of sustains, and he's going to back off. Meanwhile, Tanji joining the fight as well, goes for the hook. Here comes the Numen on blast, connects on 2, but where's the damage dealer? Fanny is nowhere to be found. He's going to sacrifice his life. Marco Cobb going to look for the sustains. He's trying his best, but here comes Sin Chui as he goes in for the finish. They get a 1-for-1, and Marco Cobb still lives to tell the tale, and that's going to be a double kill for him on top of it all.
Wow, okay, double kill not done yet as King Jastro tries to secure his kill.
Oh, here comes
and
the fight.
Yes,
He's
King
dead.
Jastro,
He's
but
dead.
oh, that's it. But at least he got one for himself before he goes down.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be a 3-for-1 trade-off. But 30 gamers, he's been oppressed for so long. Finally gets an opportunity to chunk at the gold plating on top. So that's going to be a little bit of win for him. But it's not the best yet. He needs a little bit more before he comes back into his game. Fortunately for him, he was able to trade a tier 1 for a tier 1. A top 4 at bottom. So it's not at the end of the road yet for one trade.
Opening up again now, but now in the middle, Chester need to get away. Chester with about 1% health left. Chester will be taken out by Sin Chui. Can they get a double kill? And yes, they will, with Marco getting one onto Yuka. Probably a triple kill here as Chelsea may be killed with about 10% health. Yes, and yes, Chelsea will go down. 3 kills in the middle for the side of NEVERWIN.
Big real world manipulation coming from Burung Kakatoa to zone that fight. One trick couldn't actually do anything about that situation. King Jastro, however, needs his purple buff, and you can see the positions from NEVERWIN. They're opting to punish him as well. The hook doesn't connect, but seems like one trick they are going to struggle if this Fanny doesn't go super crazy. Marco Cobb, however, looking for the ego challenge against 30 Gaming. He might actually die. The Black Dragon is available. Well, eventually goes for the Red Dragon, but no! He turns the tie, gets the Petrify, and kills him off. Oh my goodness, what an outplay coming in from Marco Cobb. Meanwhile, the purple buff will be secured from Zid. That is going to be no purple buff for the Fanny. However, the Numenon Blast not going to be able to do too much as Yuka gets hooked by Tanji.
Oh, here we go. Tanji is waiting for the right moment to probably do the hook again, but no one's in his sight, but it's still okay. Oh, yeah, there you go. Whoa, a hook flicker. That's a good one for Tanji, but can he take out King Jastro in time? Looks like King Jastro still lives to tell the tale another day.
Yup, doesn't have the purple buff, can't go exactly crazy, but still a great hook indeed coming from NEVERWIN. Turtle, however, oh my goodness, stolen away from the Xavier! While Zinjui was actually focusing on the turtle. He actually stole it.
Okay. Here you go. Oh, another hook missed this time, but look at Zinchui's position. Zinchu went all the way behind. Tanji at the forefront. Zinchu immobilized. He needs to get away from danger.
Yup. Luminon Blast was able to set things up, allowing a little bit small victory for King Jastro, but he really needs his purple buff. But as you can see, NEVERWIN, they are going to respect if they are going to back off. Meanwhile, 30 Gamers, so he's going to catch out on one as well. But ooh, the Dawning Light doesn't seem to connect, and unfortunately, Whiskey was able to sidestep his way through if he got wall black. But 30 Gamers, however, is going to get caught up. He's going to get completely obliterated in this fight. So that's going to be another win for NEVERWIN.
Okay, so this is still going to be... It is still siding the NEVERWIN side, whereby they still have the advantage at this moment. Tangy at the forefront, trying to get information at the same time, trying to stop them from getting the buff. And Marco goes in from behind.
Yup, NEVERWIN Blast connects on Sintui. He does have the OK Shadow Kill, but the Dawning Light will say goodbye, my friend. No OK Shadow Kill for you. As Marco will still try to continue the fight as he tries to drag on as well. Brick stun comes in with the Dragon Tail, connects on one, gets the second one, and that's going to be a double for him. However, King Jastro is going to be in the vicinity to take him down. Finally takes out this annoying Yu Zhong. Tangji is going to be next to fall, and King Jastro will continue with the spams. And that's going to be a trade-off in favor of One Trick. And 30 Gamers, what are you thinking? Oh no, he's out of position. He goes for the Inspire, but he's going to get chipped away, but he's going to be okay. But Yeeve has something to say. Here comes the Fatty from King Jastro from afar. Gets the kill, gets one. And now the Yeeve is going to be the next to fall. King Jastro doesn't have the energy for this. But is he going to be able to survive? Yes, he will. Here comes the Hayabusa with the OK Shadow Kill to scare him off. But the chain stuns are coming in. Sintui, he needs to run for his. Can he survive? He does not have the OK Shadow Kill. Sidesteps his way through, and that's going to be One Trick going for the fight, and they can't seem to pick him off.
Oh, at the same time, we can see that Lord is currently up. And One Trick, they definitely want to secure this Lord if possible. But they are still quite scattered around, knowing that NEVERWIN still has a full squad intact. But then again, on the other side, we can see that Marco tries to get one onto 30 Gamers, and 30 Gamers tries to get away with 1% health left, and he goes down still.
Yep, 30 Gamers can't do exactly anything about this situation. King Jastro now taking a bit too much damage from the Franco hook, but at the same time, Marco is sustaining his way through. He's got the shield shard, but at the same time, great hook coming from Tanji to pull back the Lolita. Yuka getting caught off. This is huge, and now they've got open priority for the purple buff, and that is going to be no purple buff for King Jastro again.
Oh, okay, now the Lord will be open enough for grabs. NEVERWIN will definitely take it, but King Jastro won't make it easy for this. King Jastro tries to get Budo Kakatua, but failed to do so.
Yep, at the same time, you can see the Lord is going to be up for grabs. The spear comes in, and that is going to be the Lord secured from the side of NEVERWIN, knowing that King Jastro doesn't have the energy for this fight. So this is a big win for NEVERWIN once again, as they continue to snowball with their lead.
Lord will be called out the bottom lane as expected. That will open up space for the top lane. There's still turret number 2 to be taken down by NEVERWIN. They are gathering up and they're starting to move in. 30 Gamers got to be careful not to be caught out.
I like how Denji is just opening up the map, making sure to try and catch off 30 Gaming as much as he can. You know, 30 Gamer has been in a very nice spot where he sets up a couple of bush going for ambushes, but unfortunately every single try and makes attempt like that, everyone from side NEVERWIN is going to be in a position to contest him. So this is a little bit unfortunate. Meanwhile, the Lord is going to be pushing on bottom side. One Trick is going to force to actually defend this. Meanwhile, the rest of NEVERWIN is looking to fight for 30 Gamers. And now, great side that comes in. Okay, Shadow Kill. Is it enough damage? Yes, it is. That's going to be his downfall. Very unfortunate. Great pickoff coming from NEVERWIN.
Anyway, the other fortunate thing that happened is that the Lord on the bottom lane has been taken out, and the turret still stands. But at the same time, the turret in the middle can't say the same for it as minions starts to move in. King Jastro at the forefront, don't be caught, and King Jastro is in trouble.
Oh, big catch coming in that as well. Luminum Blast gets cancelled immediately. Here comes the setup coming from NEVERWIN. They want to go for the fight. Yuka will survive this, but the Fatty doesn't have the purple buff. Risking going to be tanking the backdoor protection with the Koopa as they chunk through the inhibitor. Looking for a little bit more, but King Jastro, oh no, he's going to kick off. Immediately gets shot, but he's going to be A-okay. Doesn't have the OK Shadow Kill for Singui, but at the same time, they will settle with the Lolita and said Real Wind Relation will be used to zone them out. 30 Gamers needs to back off, but he's taking a little bit too much damage. Injury. Gets pushed back, will play it safe and back off. So that's going to be the disengage coming in. Dawning Light doesn't connect. So that's going to be a close call for Sintui for now.
Okay, turrets still stand tall in the middle as well as the bottom lane, but look at the bottom lane. The minions are far away, so it will not interrupt the fight at this moment. But talking about interrupting fights, look at the top lane, minions in the house.
Oh no, 30 Gamers, he's going to be isolated as well. Speaking of minions, the rest of his members completely went up top to defend, leaving 30 Gamers all by himself. Walks in towards a trap. He knew he messed up the moment three guys saw that. Like, he went forward for the greedy plays. No way of escaping. That was his downfall. But now here comes the hook coming from you guys. He's going to be A-OK for now. Blocks a couple shurikens. Dawning Lights completely whips us from Chester. But one trick, they need 30 gamers in this next fight. He's got 0-8-1. That is just such a sad game. But the hook comes in for Chelsea. This is a Uranus we're talking about, but real manipulation. Oh my goodness! Completely takes Chester out. That is gonna be the mage down for the count. King Jasro trying his best. Doesn't have the purple buff, but there's only so much his Fenny can do.
Oh, and the Lord is gonna be up again. If NEVERWIN gets this Lord, it could be game over now for one trick. Now they just need security. Shouldn't be a problem for them to do that, as they do not have Chester on their side now. Chester 10 more seconds before he's out. But at the same time, Tangy is guarding the forefront. So if they do come out, if they do come at the Tangy can buy time.
Yeah, I definitely agree. This is going to be a very, very difficult situation for one trick. But if they can stall this long enough for 30 gamers to get a decent amount of levels and items, it's going to be A-OK. But it's so very hard because NEVERWIN's just got so much damage. Dawning Light comes in to scout out the vicinity, but it's going to completely airball in this next few fights. This is not looking good for Chester at all. However,
there you
open
go.
up the map. He sees Tangy, but Tangy says, you know what, I'm going to conceal. I'm going to look for hook. Oh, he misses.
Oh, close one. Okay, so now NEVERWIN, they just need to buy time. They just need to wait for Lord to arrive at the doorstep. And now Marco is in trouble. 1v2. Marco will definitely not survive this.
Oh, great spams coming in from King Jasro to take advantage of the situation. But while that's actually happening, the middle lane is actually getting contested as well, as NEVERWIN is looking to close out the game. But however, it is going to be a 4v5 situation. They've got the real manipulation. They're cutting off the minions, but the Lord is slowly chunking their way through. Risking, going to be flickering forward, tries to take out on 30 gaming. He gets the kill, but he won't pay with his life as King Jasro takes him out. But the rest of NEVERWIN is going to be focusing on the inhibitors. The Lord still stands. King Jasro doesn't have the energy. He's going to recharge his way through. But the rest of the members coming to NEVERWIN is going to be in the vicinity to clear out the bait. Great hook! And Tangy catches the Fanny, but they don't have the damage. Tangy will have to sacrifice his life, but one trick, they won't manage to defend for now. But the minions are knocking onto his crystal, going towards half HP. Sinchoi now looking to go for the punish, but I don't think they want to take the risk.
Nah. They have it in the bag right now. They shouldn't make those big unnecessary moves, I would say. They just need to play the patient game. They can wait for the next Lord, or they can continue to push out the lane, shove out the lanes, and the minions will do its own work.
Yep, Blade of Despair up on Sinchoi. That's going to hit a little bit hard, but the spear coming in from Moskov, not hurting at all. That was kind of surprising, but still, nevertheless, NEVERWIN. They are in a very comfortable position, but they have to be very careful. They cannot afford to lose fights at all, because eventually one trick is going to be full slaughter in this next upcoming fight. It's all about mistakes. Go. Getting harassed. They've got the Xavier Chester. Looking for the big wombo combo. That's all they're eyeing for as well. Looking for the opportunity. Hook doesn't connect. Yuka getting chipped slowly but surely, but eventually will be chipped off. Rumination comes in, chips him wrong way. That's going to be the first immortality, but that is going to be the Lolita out for the count. Black Dragon comes in, a big Dawning Light scares him off, half HP. And now it's going to be King Joshua looking for the snipe, but he gets caught out, so that's going to be no follow-up here. He's going to happily sacrifice his life coming from Tangy for the disengage, and that is going to be one trick coming on top. We 1-for-1 trade.
Oh, that was a good one from King Jasro. Good thing that he didn't get killed when he went out all alone. That was a big risky move, but it was necessary for him to get the backline. If not, this fight would have been over. And now this gives a little bit of a hope for one trick, but the bad news is that they need to keep their eyes on the lane as well, as the top lane will be pushed in.
Oh, that is so unfortunate for King Jasro. He needed the purple buff, but unfortunately it was stolen away from Sinchoi, and Sinchoi will gladly sacrifice his life for it, but at the same time, was it actually worth it? Because meanwhile, Chester is going to get caught out by the Eve. There's going to be no Dawning Light, so that is going to be opportunity for the contestation. But at the same time, King Jasro, he does have the retribution for the Lord Steel, but can he finish him on time? He gets kind of from Whisk King, but you can see the Lord Storms are coming in, but they are going to be forcing the reset on the Lord, and one trick, they are going to back up, but here comes the bite. They slowly chip away at Chelsea, and Chelsea gets bullied away, but the hook coming from Yuka as Whisk King continues to chunk away at the armors coming from one trick. But
King Jasro is here. All hail the king, and King Jasro gets one on the Tangy, and that is it. Without Tangy, can they still get this Lord?
Oh, the Lord is coming in, but Sin is finally in the vicinity. He's got the retribution available. It's going to be the Dawning Light, but no, he doesn't get it. The Dawning Light comes in, almost catches it, but it is going to be whisking and secures the Lord. 30 gamers, however, does have his immortality, but he's surrounded by every single one, and that is going to be 30 gamers out of the equation. Ooh-wee, that was a close Lord steal as well.
I know, right? Imagine if that still happened. It would be the second steal in the international stage. But now, pressure on the top lane. At the same time, the bottom lane, minions are currently in. And Xinjui almost down. They almost got it.
Oh no, Xinjui, what are you doing? He doesn't make mistakes. He tried to go forward, did not expect almost getting punished for this, but the Lord is going to be knocking in. Means it's not going to be over yet. As one trick, they are going to be able to defend against this, I guess, unless NEVERWIN has something to say about this as well. They get onto his Whisking. He immediately pops off. Numinum Blast preemptive as well, expecting NEVERWIN to go in for the defense. But however, one trick, they're defending for their near lives, but eventually this is going to be a crazy game. Chester is online on this Xavier now.
Oh, it's tough. It's tough. One trick, what they need to do is that they need to win the fight. They need to get like a wipeout or something like that. But even if they do so, you gotta think about it, there's still a lot of turrets on the side of NEVERWIN.
I definitely agree. One trick, they've got an uphill battle. They have to win at least 2 more fights before they can actually close up the game. Whereas NEVERWIN, if they capitalize on one mistake from one trick, that is over coming from one trick. But let's take a look at the items real quick as well. They're all mostly max slotted as well. There's nothing much of a major issue to actually talk about when it comes to itemization. Yeah, nothing big as well. But I like this itemization coming from 30 Gaming as well. The Haas Claw to compensate with the Blade Armor on Tangy.
Oh, just wait here. They're waiting to do the ambush. Okay, Yuka, 30 gamers, but no one actually bought the bait. So NEVERWIN, they are aware of one trick. Not around the hook, did not land onto Yuka. Yuka is still steadying it, but for how long?
Oh, big Numenor Blast over Yuka connects on 3, and this is going to be a one trick looking to turn the tides, but immediately they jump on 30 gamers. They took down Xinjui. He's only a jungler, but you can see from the backlines as well, they're trying to go for the fight. Remarkable isolating the backlines. He's trying his best. Can he sustain? He drops him down low, but can they go in for the finish? Whisking is still alive. Chester down towards last health. He goes in for the assistant on the slows, but it is going to put NEVERWIN in a very, very close play. But Yuka, what a way to start the fight, turning 2 for 2.
Oh, but today turn 2 for more. As you can see, King is in the house, and Tangy might go down. Tangy is still like King. One last hit, but King is coming super low. King will be eliminated. And now, oh, wait a second, King is still alive, but no, now it's shut down onto King Jastro. And now Chester, 50% of health left. If they can get Chester, that is it. It's going to be game.
Oh, that's going to be a wipeout coming in. Whisking survives the brunt of it all, and it is going to be trying to go for the GG push. However, 30 gamers going to be back in action. The spear comes in. He's still relatively healthy, and they're really, really weak. But do they want to focus on this as well? Because that is going to be real to try to isolate the fight. 30 gamers going to be going for the body, but eventually Whisking says, I've had enough. I'm going to focus on the crystal, and we're going to take game 1 against this game. Oh my goodness, 1 coming against NEVERWIN and one trick.
I mean, there was like it wasn't really a 50-50 game, but towards the end, we saw the immense defense coming in from one trick that really stalled a lot of time, and fight after fight, they defended until that last fight where they got wiped out. That was pretty much it after that.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy one as well, because, you know, we understand how important the purple buff is for the Fanny, but eventually to the later stage of the game, they were able to outscale the Fanny. Unfortunate enough for 30 gamers, as you know, there's only so much a Moskov can do, but nevertheless, NEVERWIN deserved the victory, because that was a very, very convincing win coming in from NEVERWIN, considering how they played the match itself. But that was a, not gonna lie, a pretty rough game. You know, Marco tried his best on this Yuzhong as well. He was able to make so much space, isolate the fight, brought out the fight as much as he can. But I feel like overall in general, I feel like GPX Endo on the Eve was something that they were able to overcome all odds. Because the Xavier, logically, Xavier is going to be able to scale to the later stage game and carry the game. But unfortunately, every single time Dawning Light comes in, it feels like it's something that NEVERWIN was able to preemptively deal with it, because they do not want to clump up with 5, and they always find to split off as much as they can. So all in all, I feel like NEVERWIN played as much as they can. It could have gone either ways.
Yep.
But I'm looking for to see how game 2 is going to go. But before that, let's take a look at the highlights as of yet, in case you missed out in game number 1.
Yes, and this is it. Of course, this highlight is brought to you by Samsung Galaxy A series. And what a game this was. Talking about King Jasro and his Fanny. His Fanny was still amazing, if you ask me. It was just circumstances, right? Like, it's tough. It was only him really able to do stuff, and he did. But then again, it is a team game, so at the end of the day, the result as we know it is tough for King Jasro, but he did really, really well.
Yeah, it was very difficult as well, considering that King Jasro, based on the composition coming from them as well, they needed King Jasro to make a lot of space. And it's really smart of NEVERWIN to actually identify that, hey, the one that's going to be making space is the Fanny. And if you deny the purple buff away from it, there's only so much he can do. Because eventually, into the later stage of the game, which we did see that was the idea that One Trick wants to do. If they drag into his later stage of the game, the Xavier is going to come online, the Moskov is going to come online, and eventually they are going to go out of control. But to make it to his later stage of the game, they try to get as much objectives as possible. And even in this clip as well, you can see the purple buff was always constantly clearing contested. And Jason as well, you can see Jasro, even though he needed the purple buff, he got it, but he was always getting contested in all this situation. So it's just so unfortunate that NEVERWIN understood their timings a little bit better. But if things weren't super out of hand in early stage of the game, and maybe One Trick had a little bit more turrets, probably the game would have dragged out even longer and maybe even a comeback.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about, right? How important is the control from the early to mid game. So if you kind of think about that, right, you might want to give your focus on to try to cut off your enemy's capability of doing so. So that's why it's important to, like, okay, this kind of heroes, you know that they are strong during the early phase to the mid phase. So those are sort of heroes that you want to give priority on banning.
Agreed. Now, let's take a look at the items as well. It seems like, yeah, everyone is fully slotted as well. Fanny, even though you are max items all the way through, doesn't exactly have the sustain to do so. And I can see that King Jasro was in a situation where forced to go defensively just to make sure that he survives the initial brunt of coming in the Whiz King, as well as I think Tenji as well, which is very interesting. Very not a big fan of these itemizations on King Jasro, but it was necessary considering how Tenji was always focusing in Ultimate on shutting down the Fanny. He doesn't want to risk getting one-shotted, which was a smart play to do in comparison to the plays. Leaving up damage for 30 gaming as well as Chester was a very smart play. So I like the adaptation coming from King Jasro, but when it comes to priority, NEVERWIN, they understood that the Winds of Nature on Whiz King is what is going to keep him alive. If he pops in the right timing, he can take advantage and just shut down 30 gaming, who is going to be abusing with the Haskell and Inspire for the Moskov to actually survive through the fight. If you do not give him damage, 30 gaming is going to die.
We look at a KDA 0-10-9 being a hero that's supposed to be able to tank out damage. Yes, probably a lot of tank role being given towards Yuka, but unfortunately Yuka, because of this many number of or big amount of deaths on her side, unfortunately she couldn't be as tanky as she would like to.
Yeah, I feel like that's very subjective, I guess, because we did see a little bit of tankiness coming from her, right?
Yeah.
Because towards the later stage game, everyone was pretty close as well. But I feel like based on the composition as well, it all came down to whether or not Chester was able to dish out damage. Arguably, he did do pretty decent amount, but not enough as compared to Whiz. As you can see, Burong, I think Burong was able to get like 121k, Whiskey's got 103k, Chester's only got its 86k, and you can't exactly blame him because NEVERWIN was always split out throughout the fight, and it was very difficult for Chester to actually aim the Dawning Light because whenever he tries to go for a big 5-man catch, Marco is in the vicinity to go in for the Black Dragon to isolate the fights.
Well, of course, now that we are talking about game number 2, right, this is the question that I think will be in the minds of our viewers as well. Do we ban the Fanny? Now, with 3 games already in the international that King Jasro used the Fanny, 2 out of it lost. Arguably, one of them is because that round didn't really matter. This round he lost it, but his Fanny is still pretty solid despite a loss.
Yeah, it feels like I feel like Team NEVERWIN, they don't really care about the Fanny. It's something that they are okay to challenge themselves to try and experiment. But the stats coming in from them as well, we do see highest goal net worth here is going to be none other than Whiz King on his pole Bowen Kuba. undeniably one of the biggest cores for the team. GPX Endo as well, with his Yves doing a fantastic job just isolating the fight as well with 10-1 and 18. Now, giving a little bit more limelight now, and I'm looking forward to see whether or not is he the MVP for this match. But this is just me, but I don't know about you guys. I feel like Whisking closing out the game for the team, taking the kill against the Fanny early on, was also up in the runnings for that matchup for MVP.
Let's see from our officials who is our MVP, and it is Ando again.
Yep, that is going to be Ando, his second time as the MVP from yesterday's performance as well. In yesterday's games, it was once coming in from Sin, and now it is going to be coming in from him this time. So nicely done coming in from him. So I'm looking forward to see whether or not can he keep up his momentum going to game number 2. But as of yet, his Yves was a force to be reckoned with. Great real-world manipulations to isolate the fight. Great timings in setting up kills as well. He was able to catch up. I think the Xavier multiple times, which was a big win coming in from NEVERWIN for that fight. But like you said as well, NEVERWIN has never lost yet.
I know, right? I know, right? And One Trick still looking as a one trick, considering that they are banking a lot on Fanny. I'm just saying, they are at least living up to their name. But NEVERWIN, well, never lost. But now we'll be moving on to game number 2 really, really soon. Now, this was the question. What do you think about this? Ban Fanny or no ban Fanny?
I feel like, you know, NEVERWIN has no issues with the Fanny at all. It feels like just give them Fanny. At the same time, for our entertainment purpose, I'm always looking for a Fanny. But for their purposes, they have adapted to it. But do they want to risk fighting again? That's going to be their question. But I feel like it's okay, considering that they've won already 2 out of 2 of their games against the Fanny. I feel like it's not that of a threat for them.
Yeah.
It feels like they've got a clear picture on how they want to handle the situation. So I feel like game 2 is going to be adaptations for One Trick. Do they still want a One Trick again? Or, like you said as well, do they live up to the name as being the One Trick, which is Fanny, 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 Fanny?
Well, I think at this point, right? Well, frankly speaking, you can't think about it. Fanny didn't do much wrong. I think Fanny still played well despite them losing. It's still the top KDA as well. So if you ask me, switch Fanny, not really. But on the other hand, if they don't, this is potentially their last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they lose this, they will be out because it's a best of 3 series, right? So
now that you mention it, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Correct. So if you want to go all out and you want to switch up something, a cheese strat, maybe this is it.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it as well, this is going to be their tournament lives and towards the international stages as well. If they lose this, they are out for running, and NEVERWIN is going to be one step closer into the grand finals, which is going to be happening tomorrow as well in the all-star matches. So, do they want to risk it? Do they want to get clean 2-0, or will we go and see a game number 3 between both these teams? Because as of yet, seeing how game 1 happened, it could have gone either ways.
Yeah, it could have gone either way. So I think maintain the Fanny. I think Fanny was good despite their loss, but everyone else needs to switch it up a bit. Yeah.
I feel like One Trick went for the switch up in terms of mage role, coming from both Chester as well as Yuka was very interesting as well. I was surprised that they were able to adapt to the situation compared to yesterday's games. But that's the thing, right? That switch up might have lost them, but at the same time, it wasn't a bad switch as well, because I don't think they played it really, really bad. It felt really greedy based on your composition by just relying on the Fanny. So I feel like they might go for a little bit more standard play, but that's the thing, right? It's One Trick for a reason. We only know this thing. Fanny, Fanny, Fanny. You know what? We're going to rely on this Fanny. We're going to hope, get greedy, and hope we actually win this game.
Okay, if you want to do that, right? Like, then you go all out. Let's defend our Fanny. Let's keep our Fanny alive as much as possible. So, what hero will be good for doing that?
Angela's pretty good. I think Angela Fanny is not the end of the world, but I feel like at the same time, Matilda is okay as well if they decide to go against the Fanny composition. Helping the Fanny, going for, I would say, a much more aggressive marksman or of XP is going to be something else. But yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at how they adapt here, because we are going to be jumping straight into the drafts here for game number 2 between both Team One Trick versus
Okay, there's so many questions on, at least my mind, whether the Fanny will be picked and when, if it's picked, how will it be protected as much? And you gave a couple of good pointers there. Maybe they could, but the moment you mentioned that, right? So NEVERWIN would have thought, okay, if you're going to pick Fanny, you're probably going to pick Angela to take care of Fanny, and immediately Angela became the first ban. It's a similar ban, but I think maybe that's something that they had in mind all this while anyway.
It's hard to say as well, considering that Angela it fits into us a lot of variation of combos, right? Angela Ling is pretty good, Angela Yu Zhong is pretty good, Angela Uranus is pretty good, Angela Esmeralda is pretty good, Angela Lunox super underrated, but also pretty good when it comes to zoning out, especially when you pair with the Hot God with the Brilliance, which is just ridiculous to play around with. So I feel like it's just all in all a good way of cheesing their way, which lives up to One Trick's name. So as of yet, I think taking it out is still a safe play, but now, based on the bans, One Trick, they are going to deny the Valentina, they are going to deny the Aldos, but the 1-1 and the Ling is going to be out for grabs. So which is going to be? Is it going to be 1-1? Is it going to be Ling? Not exactly sure yet. NEVERWIN, however, do they take the Fanny? That's going to be the question. Do they ban it off?
Yeah, that would be the question as well. I think 1-1 should be a priority ban as well. We've seen 1-1 being really good, able to dish out a lot of damage, hard to catch, and 1-1 looks like will be the pick for ban. And that means that Fanny is open, Croc is open, maybe even Marsha is open as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Marsha completely ignored again. But I feel like they don't need to do it, but One Trick, they are gonna respect the Eve coming from Burong Kakatoa. Very strong contestant on the mage role as well, but NEVERWIN does have the Ling as an option. NEVERWIN may consider first facing it, coming in from Sin in this particular matchup. I feel like it's not the worst matchup as well. There's just a lot of way to deal with it. NEVERWIN, do they want to flex this, or do they want to go for the Marsha instead?
Yeah, because they can only pick this one and then 2 picks for One Trick. They can go for those picks that we just mentioned. That is like almost like a must pick for One Trick. So looks like they're going to go for a Franco again, and I think it's a really good Franco. But that means it's going to be maybe a Fanny Grok combo.
This is really funny, considering that I like how NEVERWIN has prioritized the Franco. Usually people kind of ignore, dodge the first pick Franco just because it can be easily countered. Like, I think some pro teams, and they do pick like a D here and there. But I like how NEVERWIN is just picking this, knowing that, hey, One Trick, you are going to pick the Fanny. And this time, One Trick says, I'm not going to first phase pick the Fanny. I'm going to keep things a little open. I'm going to prioritize on priority picks. And that is going to be the Esmeralda for, I believe, Chelsea to be playing on the XP lane. And maybe something else. So this is going to be curiosity, but looks like it is going to be the Xavier potentially for Yuga or Chester for this match.
Okay, so Fanny is still out in the open. So now this is another opportunity for NEVERWIN to like, okay, do they want to show how do they play Fanny or just try to block out the Fanny for One Trick? Looks like it's going to be Ling. Now, if Ling is being picked, then that's it. Fanny is out of the question for NEVERWIN.
Yeah, I like how NEVERWIN is going to be able to outdraw slightly outdraft based on the response coming from One Trick as well. Esmeralda first pick means an immediate deer off for the counter matchup for I believe to be Marco Cop going to be playing the deer off unless they decide to switch it up, but most likely it is going to be a deer off matchup against Esmeralda. Meanwhile, One Trick is going to have Chester play the Hilda as the invade, so most likely this is going to be an invade Hilda unless, and I mean unless, they are going to play XP with gold lane Esmeralda, which is very unlikely, but I don't see an impossibility factor right there.
What if One Trick they pick the Fanny now, or at least at this stage, just because they want to play mine, like NEVERWIN? Do you want to waste a ban with a Fanny on the second phase ban?
I wouldn't say it's a waste. I feel like it's just more respect. So NEVERWIN, they have a little bit more options. As of now, Fanny is not a good way to deal with the Ling, right? Like, Ling is on the wall. Fanny can't exactly do too much, but okay, never mind. They are gonna respect this and say, play something else, King Jasro. Play something else. And seems like that is gonna be the case now. One Trick, however, how are they gonna play around this? They've got a decent amount of magical damage. They've got a decent amount of physical. What is gonna be the jungle role?
Yeah, so now he'll be forced to play something else. Okay, Claude. For the first time in the international, we're going to see Claude making his debut. Game 1, we saw a debut for another hero, and now we see Claude making his debut as well. I wonder if King Jastro is going to play Claude.
I don't think so. I think that's going to be 30 Gaming playing on marksman roles for sure. But for NEVERWIN side, they've got a little bit more option. They need their marksman pool. A lot of marksmen do pretty okay against Claude. Lilia is an amazing mid lane mage as well. Gives you a little bit more sustain if they decide to go for something really, really crazy. Does a lot of damage against Hilda. Does a lot of damage against Esmeralda as well, which I think is a pretty decent one. But NEVERWIN, they're hovering on the Layla. Do they really pick it? Nope, it is going to be the carry as well. A good matchup against the Esmeralda as well as the Hilda. So this is a pretty decent matchup coming from NEVERWIN, but they are going to go for the final Lancelot pickup coming in from One Trick. And like you said as well, it might be 30 gamers on the jungle role as a Lancelot instead of King Jastro.
And NEVERWIN, they have a lot of damage. They have the carry, and they have a couple more other damage dealers. And I think this is a fighting sort of composition. They just want to run at their opponents just because they can burst them down very, very quickly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how they are going to go, because this is going to be a little bit of a role swap coming in from One Trick. If I'm not right, we did see it early on from Yuka. Now, is it going to be Yuka playing on the Hilda, or is it going to be Chester playing on the Hilda instead for the invades? But without further ado, we are going to be jumping straight into Game 2 in the semi-finals for this matchup on how they are going to be duking it out. Because as of yet, this is going to be the composition coming in from NEVERWIN versus One Trick, with NEVERWIN currently 1 game ahead against One Trick.
Alright, any jungle invades? Can we expect that? Let's see what happens as Chester starting to roam onto the middle. But then again, I think Tanji has the same idea, so that's why they met there. But now Xinchu is going to have a early good start here. Same goes for the side of 30 gamers. So no big jungle invade so far, but maybe on the second minute onwards, as Tanji misses his hook onto Chester. If he got that hook would have been under the turret. It would have been the first blood by then onwards for sure. But hey, that just happened. So it's still up for grabs. King Jostro made his first blood, and now King luckily they managed to take him out.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate there, but still a big win coming from him. 30 Gaming is going to be playing the jungle role instead, so that's going to be a little bit of role swap once again coming from One Trick. Hopefully things are going to be a little bit better now, but 30 Gamers is a little bit sick on the marksman role. He's going to be playing the jungle. Meanwhile, NEVERWIN, you'll see Sin going for the invades here. He's got the Link available, so he's currently level 3. Meanwhile, Chester going to be playing a little bit safe for this next match. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to be going for this for now, but Benji, gonna say conceding the Little Wonder for now.
Okay, so King Jastro, 50% health. Looks like he's not having a good time versus King, as we can see. As compared to his Fanny, he has a better time. But now look at this again. For the second time on screen, we see King Jastro suffering on the top lane.
Yeah, that's kind of scary as well, because right now King Jastro is down into his kill threshold and Sin is in a position to actually contest it, but looks like it's going to be King that wins his 1v1 matchup, and now that's going to be a full goal plating. Now the hook comes in from Tanji. That is going to allow them to chunk his way through. Chester does have the shields come from the bushes himself, but King left completely unharmed, safely farming his way through in his lane. So a beautiful win coming from him.
Oh, very, very nice hook as well. And now Marco, gotta be careful as 30 Gamers is somewhere around the corner, but he will receive backup from Tanji as he rotates down to the bottom lane. Of course, they're trying to secure this turtle before anyone else gets it.
Yep. 30 Gamers now just only hitting his level 4. He's looking to go for the reset as well. But here comes the hook coming from Tanji, denying the purple bomb. But fortunately for him, he is going to be able to secure it from 30 Gaming. Meanwhile, Sin, however, going to be going in the party as well as he focuses on towards the turtle. So that's going to be a very, very difficult time for 30 Gaming to actually contest. So that's going to be a big win coming from NEVERWIN.
Yeah, talking about big wins, big turtle as well being made into soup. NEVERWIN gets the total this time around, but King got to be careful 2v1 as King Joshua gets back up out of Chester, but the recall taunt is happening and King Joshua can't do much about it.
Yep, 30 Gamers reveals himself as he is going to try and go for the wombo combo with King, however, trying to bait him out of a very sticky situation. Sin gonna be in the vicinity. Dawning Light doesn't connect, so that's gonna be air ball coming in. King Joshua, however, gets hooked back, and here comes the Tempest Blade. The Blazing Duet comes in with the vengeance. He keeps him alive, turns it around against Sin, but 30 Gaming will take him out, but he will trade his life for it. So a very, very good trade coming in from One Trick for that fight.
Ooh, that was a good fight there. A lot of quality fights that we can see, but the fight is of course not over yet. As we can see the top lane, Whisking looks like he's in trouble, and 30 Gamers comes in. 30 Gamers definitely can figure out the job, but Whisking with the juke managed to survive.
Oh no, that was a mistake coming from 30 Gamers. That was just so unlucky, and so very lucky for Whisking because he survived. He needed to survive that if he wants to keep up with the economy, but nevertheless, it still will continue. Meanwhile, Buru Kakatoa will get the Enchanted Talisman down mid. So this Lilia is slowly building up his items before he actually scales his way through. But here comes the Invase Purple buff contest coming with the Ling, and that's going to be him coming on top. And 30 Gamers gonna lose out in the Retribution fight. Meanwhile, top side as well, they make another attempt on Jazro, and that's going to be him getting taken out. Meanwhile, Chester is going to be next to fall, needs the next final proc, but Whisking will settle down and say, you know what, I'm happy with just one kill.
Yeah, you take that, definitely. But 30 Gamers is waiting at the bushes, so he needs to be careful there as Whisking now down to 40% health. 30 Gamers maybe just want to go in and finish up the job, but 30 Gamers cannot, as backup has arrived and Ling is in the house. Zinchoi will chase him away.
Yep. And looks like there's going to be a lot of side steps coming in as well. NEVERWIN, they want to continue with their aggression. They're calling the whole party, but it seems like 30 Gamers needs to be a little bit careful as he does not have the purple buff. Dawning Light comes in, scares him off, but at the same time, NEVERWIN, they are going to be having a little bit more lane dominance. Blazing Duet from Joshua to clear off the minions, but he's going to get completely focused on Tanji. Looking for the bite, he misses the hook, so Jastro preemptively going for the vengeance in case he hits the hook. So he's a little bit panicky now, but very, very necessary. But bottom side, solo kill coming from Marco Cop against the Esmeralda.
Okay, Chester now. Okay, it doesn't know. Marco doesn't know that Chester is there. Okay, he's going to start the turtle, but Yuka is also waiting in the bushes as backup is on the way. Burung Kakatua is coming in from behind. They still do not know that Chester is there. And now Chester revealed himself. Let's go.
Yep. They are going to try and secure the turtle. They are going to force the issue. Meanwhile, top side, they lose the Claude, but it looks like it is going to be turtle secure from Sin as they continue to snowball with this turtle buff. As One Trick, they're going to get completely swamped by this Link. Just like that, they wipe the floor. They are going to contest with the purple buff on top of it all. While One Trick, they have to defend against this, but they cannot do anything about this at all as the Lilia will chip away at the middle turret.
Yeah, the turret will be taken down, and there's nothing much that they can do, but going back to their lanes, trying to farm as much as possible. As we can see, Chelsea goes back down to the bottom lane because when was the last time we saw Marco? It's been a while, so he's been having a good time at the bottom lane. They need to stop him from getting more farm.
Yep, very, very difficult to do so. Chelsea is just 50-50s all the way through. Desperado comes online when he needs a little bit more items, but once that happens, things are going to get soft. King Jazro getting dived into the turret. He hops in the Vengeance Sin, taking a little bit too much damage. Unfortunately, Chester not going to be able to kill him off. 30 Gamers going to miss the mark as well. But the Shadow Bombs coming from the Lilia starting to hurt a little bit, and One Trick immediately backs off, but that is going to be a full lane clear. Orange buff stolen, and potentially a tier 2 getting chipped away. You can see Tanji scaring off this poor Claude, and there's nothing he can do at all. Tanji now going for the push as well. Chester in a little bit of trouble. I don't think that's the right target you want to fight as well. 30 Gamers going to be dodging the hook initially, so 30 Gamers need to be a little bit careful. However, bottom side, Sin going to be joining the party against Esmeralda. Chelsea running for his life, but eventually Sin will get the last poke in that fight.
Oh, can't get away from that, definitely, and the hook misses again as Tanji trying to get one, but couldn't able to secure that hook. Now the turret is exposed.
What?
Tanji, oh wait,
Tanji? What? Huh?
Okay, that was kind of like a troll, I guess.
Okay, speaking of trolls here, Burung Kakatoa from the behinds as well, looking to go in for the punish. He's got a lot of Echo Shadow Balls, but he's going to get focused down. 30 Gamers going to be looking for the fight as well, but the rest of the team from NEVERWIN is going to be in the vicinity. Meanwhile, from the top side, Whisking gets another solo kill on towards King Jastro. That's 5 times in a row that King Jastro has died, and just like that, Whisking is going to completely dominate with the carry gameplay, while the rest of NEVERWIN is going to slowly chip away in all the outer turrets of One Trick.
Oh, Chester cannot stay there too long. But then again, talking about staying too long, Lord is up for grabs. And again, another objective secured by NEVERWIN. NEVERWIN has been securing all of their objectives, including the Turtle and now the Lord. And Zinjui will get it. And that will be an opening for a NEVERWIN to push through.
Yep, just like that. This is going to be the way to go. Looks like this injury. Looking over for the fight as well. Taking a little bit chains out of the ball. Tempest Blade keeps him alive, but he needs to back out. But looks like he's going to risk it.
Oh,
but
no.
he pays the price. They will trade off with the Claude, and that is going to be NEVERWIN. Coming off with a little bit of a greedy play, but once again, they're just not showing mercy to King Jastro at all. No mercy whatsoever.
Yeah, but it's a very greedy play. They could have waited out for the Lord before they go for the engagement, but now 4v5 with the Lord out. Yes, they do have the Lord, but then again 4v5. Now they're being split out 3v4, and here we go. Looks like a mega kill here, taken by the side of Marco.
Yeah, this is going to be a very difficult situation to be in as well. The minions are pushing from top side. Whisking gonna get chain stun, but do they want to go for the wall? Dawning comes in. He needs a little bit of HP, but he's going to chip away. Glowing one burn buff is not going to be enough, but fortunately for Buru Kakatoa, that saves the day, gets the burst, and that is going to be his upper hand in that fight as well. As the Lord is going to be coming in, they're going for the chunk as well, as Buru Kakatoa is going to be on a killing spree as they take on the Esmeralda. King Jastro going to throw all his entire body for the Lord defense, and he's going to be a-okay, but the empowered minions are still online. Buru Kakatoa going to try and kite his way through. He doesn't back through, but no, 30 gamers takes him out. Sintroy tries to go in for the fight, but no, he needs to back out. Tempest Blaze runs for his life, and that's going to be his downfall. Whisking says hello for a little bit, but doesn't want to necessarily risk. But Chester, what were you doing? No! He's going to get chipped away from the passive from the true strike of the light wheels of Whisking.
Oh, Whisking came in just at the right timing to secure that kill onto Chester. At the same time, Marco waiting for the right moment. Okay, 30 gamers going to pass on Marco. Marco spots out 30 gamers. 30 gamers tries to get away from this. 50% health left. Marco will win that skirmish, and he will continue to push on the bottom lane.
Yeah, this is a very, very difficult one coming in from NEVERWIN, but as of yet, this is going to be a tough situation to be in as of yet. One trick now. They'll be looking for a place in trading, looking for a coach, but oh my goodness, the hook! What was that hook? It actually connected on the King Jastro. They take him out of the equation. That is 7 times down that King Jastro has been taken out, and NEVERWIN seems to be showing no signs of not losing anytime soon with this performance right now.
Yeah, definitely not slowing down. Just keep your eyes on the top lane as well as Whisking put the pressure onto the top lane. Chester now at the forefront, but Chester can still take it out. But the turret will not be able to take out any more damage as the turret is almost down. Now putting focus onto the mid lane, waiting for the minions to arrive.
Yep, they are going to try their best as much as they can. The middle turret is going to be surviving for now. Chester taking a little bit too much damage. The Shadow Bomb is going to be good enough. It takes him out. Dawning Light not going to do too much against NEVERWIN. As NEVERWIN now looking for the opportunity. Sintrui will focus on the objectives. Tier 3 still stands, but 30 Gaming is going to get focused down as Sintrui takes him out. That's big. And now with the Lancelot out of the equation, they got Jastro again from the sides with Whisking taking him out. This is the go time for them to close up this game. Black Shoe being kited out as well. You can see the recall taunts coming in, but I don't think they are going to be closing out yet. They just don't have the minions yet.
Yeah, even the mid lane minions now push back to the middle lane, and at the same time the top as well, still quite a distance away, but a hook from Tangy which gets Chester. Chester still goes down anyway, and now they are playing with 3, but King Joshua will be back on the playing ground.
Unlucky for Chester. That was just so unfortunate. Meanwhile, now the Lord is going to be out for grab. NEVERWIN. They know they've got in his bag. They've got so much zoning happening as well. And 30 Gamers nowhere to be found as he's debating whether or not to contest his orange buff or the Lord. Nope. Let's make the decision for him. It seems like NEVERWIN will be up ahead as of now as they get everything in. However, looking a little bit greedy, takes a tier 3 and walks out scot-free with a Tempest Blade. Wow, that was very, very cheeky of Sin.
Now I'm wondering, could this be the round where we see a team not getting any turrets at all? One Trick still fails to get a single turret out of NEVERWIN. This could be their perfect game as they get another turret at the bottom lane.
Yep, and as of yet, this is going to be a very difficult one for One Trick as well, because they are fighting for their tournament lives with at least 14k net worth behind. They've got a lot of items to actually catch up as well. You can see an item position as well. They're at least 1 to 2 items behind NEVERWIN, who's so far ahead, and they're looking to close out the game. Even Buru Kakatoa as well is close to level 15, and Whisking looking to go for the punish as well. King Jastro's only level 12 on top of it all. Sinjui says, I don't care, I'm going to bully King Jastro, making sure they close up the game. But here comes the Lord, knocking on the crystal. They're looking to close up this game. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, they could finish this off as the Lord is still alive, but the Lord may be taken out. But here we go, one by one. Chester, King Jastro, 30 gamers down. You guys versus Chelsea, nothing much that they can do, and NEVERWIN still maintains their win streak, and they will move on to the finals.
Yep, they are going to be their representatives for their region as well, from the region of Indonesia, as they are going to be in towards the grand finals, going to be happening tomorrow. Congratulations for NEVERWIN for now. It's not over yet, but nevertheless, well done coming from One Trick for making it this far.
Oh yeah, One Trick, I mean, very well done. We've seen the best of Fannies played by King Jastro before this. Very, very entertaining indeed. But you know what? It just shows one thing.
What?
It is a One Trick.
Oh, it is definitely
Yeah.
a One Trick team indeed. Seems like that is going to be it for them, and I'm looking forward to see more games for them. But thank you guys so much for participating with us for them. But all in all, that is going to be NEVERWIN that advances forward. So, whoo-wee, what a way to start things off with day number 2. I did not expect it to be going in this way, 2-0 for NEVERWIN, but NEVERWIN definitely showing them why they are the better star here in the tournament itself.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think this team, they have yet to drop a single round.
Oh yeah.
At all. So looking like the odds are with them to take home this tournament. But of course, we still have game number 3. We still have day number 3 tomorrow. But let's check out the highlights from the previous round. Of course, this highlight is presented to you by Samsung Galaxy A series.
Yep. Based on this match as well, we can see that it was just a big massacre coming in from NEVERWIN in terms of rotations, right? They've got this Franco who's always going to be focusing on punishing on King Jastro, and you can't exactly blame King Jastro considering that he's trying his best to get his on farm, but every single time they make an attempt, there's just nothing much that One Trick could have done to actually salvage the situation. Chester, as a healer, was looking to try and go for the invades time and time again, but every single time they try to go, Ling is just nowhere to be found, right? That's the power of the Ling. You look at how nimble Sin is in all these situations. Like, every single time, he's getting a lot of trades for absolutely nothing, right?
Yeah.
He's getting kills, he's getting objectives, he's getting a little bit of structural damage, and there's nothing One Trick can do just because of how quick or fast fingers in this regard of the Ling can actually dodge all these maneuvers.
Yeah, and that's why, well, Ling was so confident that even goes in to the base, just make a mess out of everything and just goes back out again, and that was really good out there. And besides that as well, you can tell like why they are very confident is because they still maintain all of their turrets. None of their turrets actually went down, so it is a perfect game for NEVERWIN.
Yep, perfect game indeed. Well done coming in from them, and I like how they actually played it as well, because that was a very convincing game. But I'm looking forward to see how the grand finals is going to go for them as well. Whether or not are they going to be the victors all the way through. But nevertheless, that is pretty much it for the highlights of yet. And we're going to be having more games to go. And of course, today's second semi-finals here is going to be between Smos Sne as well as Clover. But before that, let's take a look at the items real quick here on how they actually played out in game number 2 between both NEVERWIN as well as One Trick in that match. And this is going to be the items coming in from both of them.
Well, it's a tough game for One Trick. I must say, this is a very one-sided game. This is arguably one of the more one-sided games in our international series. And One Trick, as you can see through the KDAs, at most it's like 3-4-2 or 3-9-2, and that's about it. Other than that, no kills for Yuka, Chelsea as well as Chester.
Yeah, based on the items as well, I feel like Chester struggled the most as well, considering that he was looking for going for invades to actually harass the Ling as much as he can. The Molten Essence was very smart to actually go for like minion control and maybe even contest couple as well. I was hoping maybe the Sky Gun Helmet next up, but at the same time, Chester was doing his best to actually zone the fight. But every single time he tries to do something, NEVERWIN is just completely ignorable, right? Look at how mobile Zin is. Look at how Tenji is always like able to get fights after fights, knowing that Chester is not in the vicinity. They get a really nice hook, they focus on just punishing King Jastro, and that was pretty much the go-to plan, and they kept going forward and forward and forward to a point that, look at the items. Burung Kakatua is full slaughtered in this game as compared to Yuka, who's struggling to get his third item, and King Jastro struggling to get full items, and 30 game is struggling to get even the fourth item as well, progression, and this is how far ahead they were able to just bully out the lanes on the Cloud, and because of this play, forcing multiple rotations up top, allowing just a simpler time with this play is just making them very, very difficult to actually come up on top.
On top of that, Tanji has been on point with the hooks, of course. Where it matters, the hooks landed, and the follow-up gameplay was so good. I mean, they played as a team really well. The moment the hook lands onto someone, he has his teammates around him to just finish them off.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Whenever the hook comes in, Burung Kakak, it's either between Burung Kakak are going to be helping out the burst, or the Ling in that matchup as well. I was expecting to see more coming from Chelsea, but it was very difficult for Chelsea to actually help the teammates, considering that Dirov, even though in the map as well, we didn't see a lot of screen time coming from Dirov, from Marco, but he was making sure that this Chelsea does, I would say this Esmeralda does not go anywhere in the lane. Make sure you stay in one lane. I'm going to win my matchup here. If you die, it's good. I'm happy. If you stay with me, it's not the end of the world as well, because as long as this Esmeralda is not on the other side of the map doing something for the team, they are winning. And that's pretty much a very clear, solid plan for NEVERWIN. So Marco, I'm sorry to say, didn't have a lot of screen time, but he still did his job really well. So let's take a look at the scores for now.
Yeah, and I saw, before talking about the scores, I noticed that there is a 20-ish turret damage. So, well, at least they got something out of the turret, so it's not 100% perfect. But talking about the scores right now, so we can see the amount of goal. So it looks like DAY2 not getting as much as his teammates, but anyway, it was a fairly fast game as well, and not much of farming activities overall for our team.
Yeah, agreed. DAY2 is pretty much the tank for the team, right? If he's getting farmed, something is wrong with the rest of the team. But based on how everyone is just so far ahead, damage contribution-wise here, everyone is pretty much balanced as well. Likewise, coming from damage taken as well. I like how Whisking was able to win his 1v1 matchup against the Cloud multiple times on his carry, so which kind of made things super difficult to play for Team One Trick to play, considering that they have a very tanky composition which can be easily countered from carry. So all in all, well done coming from Team NEVERWIN in this composition, and I'm looking forward to see who the MVP is, because I feel like it could be Franco. I feel like Franco did a lot of work, but at the same time, I might be wrong. But nope, seems like it is going to be Whisking on that 903 with his carry, who single-handedly won his 1v1s a lot of times. And yes, I think he is the MVP as well.
Yeah, and it's the first time that he's awarded the MVP as well. So kudos to Whisking. I mean, the entire team deserves an MVP. We kind of, if it was as one-sided as what we saw before, but Whisking, I think he had his standout moments, especially towards the end, whereby he did some solo plays, but still get out of it alive. So definitely worth the MVP award.
Agreed. Well done coming from Whisking as well, because that was a well-deserved 903. Winning his 1v1 matchup, winning the lanes, forcing out multiple kills in or towards the entirety of the fight, and just able to escape scot-free against One Trick multiple instances here. Even the Lancelot sidesteps multiple times was just insane coming from Whisking. So well done coming from him. 903, well done indeed. Very well deserved.
Now, this team is starting to be super scary. Like, anyone can be the MVP at this moment. Even Whisking, that we didn't see being the MVP previously. Like, they're swapping around MVP. So basically, this team is like, it's a star-studded MVP team.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Anything can happen in this kind of scenarios as well. And for now, it feels like they are the top contenders. And for now, they are in the grand finals for sure. And I'm looking forward to see how they're going to go. But before that, for these guys watching at home, this is going to be a code up on the screen for you guys if you guys want to redeem yourself some exclusive goodies brought to you by Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Yeah, make sure you punch it away, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you be quick about it before someone else catches the code. But once you redeem it, do let us know what do you get in the comment section. To be honest, we don't really know what's in the code. So yeah, we're curious. So let us know.
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise as well, because every single time the code is awarded as well, it's going to be something fresh for you guys. So keep guys a little bit interesting. So be sure to redeem it before it's gone. So as of yet, this is going to be the more matches for you guys, because this is the international stage of the All-Stars, where your favorite celebrities that you guys have voted for are here today. They competed for multiple regions, and now the best of the best are gathered here today. We have seen one team being eliminated as well, unfortunate to say, coming from One Trick. But the fight continues, because Indonesia is going to be in the grand finals for now, represented by Team NEVERWIN.
Correct. So next up, of course, is going to be between Smos Sne versus Clover for that final spot into the grand finals, which will meet up with NEVERWIN. Man, this is also a very, very close matchup. We remember Group B being a very, very tight group. All the matches are like 50-50.
Yeah, I feel like everything can happen as well. And based on this fight as well, I'm looking forward to see how it goes. But before that, let's take a look. And let's take a short break. And right after this break, we'll be back for you guys for the next upcoming match. And this is going to be the final best of 3 series here in the semifinals. Before that, my name is ICBaby12. He is Sir Cloud. See you guys right after this break.
Hello and welcome back to the 2022 Mobile Legends Bang All-Star International Stage. My name is Sir Cloud, together with ICBaby12, and we will be getting on with our show for our second series for today.
Yep, and without further ado as well here, all this is brought to you by our amazing tournament organizers, Moonton themselves, and also our co-presenters for this entire tournament itself. It is going to be the Samsung Galaxy A series. And of course, with this brand new phone, you guys got to check out the slick designs as well, because it's got amazing, awesome new features to help you stay winning every single game. The Galaxy A53 5G is packed with 64 megapixels quad camera, ultra fast 5G performance, immersive display, as well as IP67 water resistance to keep your game up and running. And of course, you can also visit the website as well at www.samsung.com/sg for more information. But before that, let's introduce our next matchup for today. It is going to be Team Smos Sne up for you guys up on screen.
Yep, so it's going to be Smos Sne represented by Alice Liz, Nika Gaming, Che Official, Feed or Troll. And further on, we will be introducing as well their competitors, which is going to be Clover.
Yep, Team Clover as well representing. We have Ardem, N2PN, Gaming by Soleil, VV. Going to be playing up as well from their side, and I'm looking forward to see how they are going to be demonstrating their skill plays for today, because that is going to be a very, very exciting one for you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be Cambodia versus Myanmar here, ladies and gentlemen, and the winner from this bracket will move on to meet NEVERWIN in the grand finals, which will happen tomorrow in day number 3. So who will go up against the Indonesians? This will be the question mark here. Of course, the format still remains. It's going to be a best of 5 series. So who wins?
Yep, we did see a little bit on the earlier stages of how NEVERWIN and as well as One Trick was able to play as well. It was a pretty exciting match early on. So I'm not exactly sure how Smos Sne is going to be adapting to the current meta, but what we do know is that they have had their fair share of matchup during the group stages as well. Well, this is going to be the first game between the second semifinals of Smos Sne versus Clover. This is going to be the drafts.
Oh yeah, can't wait for the first game to start off the kickoff, as the winner will meet NEVERWIN in the grand finals happening tomorrow. Let's go. So looks like they will put in their bans. Well, ideally, I would like to see the 5-1-5 hero set in one game. I wonder if I'll see that in this round.
Yeah, I wonder as well, because 1-1 is very, very popular. As soon as I say it, it is going to be banned off coming in from Team Clover themselves. So they have been watching up their informations as well. But I'm looking forward to see whether or not are they going to be banning off the Marsha coming from Smos Sne. We did see Nika kind of bringing it up to the table as well. Mano has demonstrated that he was able to play the Ling as well, if you think about the 5-1-5 heroes. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Ling being banned, but as of now, Smos Sne, what are they going to be banning off the from the side of Team Clover?
That'd be a good question, though. I think that there are popular picks here. There are heroes like a Grog that has been picked quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
The Ling as well, like what you mentioned, has been picked quite a bit as well. So it could be one of those interesting bans. But looks like Karina, no surprise as well. Karina, one of those heroes that is able to go in very, very quickly and go out very quickly as well, able to burst damage at a very close range. Of course, it's not as tanky, but that's the trade-off. You can't have the perfect hero, right?
Yeah, exactly. But Karina is just, it's just a safe pick, I guess, for a jungler. There's just not a lot of tank junglers that really bring a lot of early aggression as compared to heroes like Baxia in the regards. But seems like Marsha will be banned off. Seems like Clover, they have done their research against Team Smos Sne from yesterday's performance in day number 1. And now seeing how this is going as well, seems like the Ling is still up for grabs. Yin is as well is still up for grabs if they decide to go for it. However, I think the only team that has pretty much brought the Yin was none other than Team Skyway, I guess, but from the Singapore region. But aside from that, we haven't seen too much Yin coming in from the matches of Smos Sne as well as Clover. I'm a little bit curious, are they going to ban the Bane as well, even though it's not really a meta thing, but I feel like the Bane is something that Team Clover is very comfortable at, based off yesterday's games.
Yeah, it is a very team fight sort of a hero, right, Bane? And tanky, able to have AoE CC, and it's good at when it comes to team fight. So that could be a good pick as well if they want to try and cancel it out. But looks like Smos Sne is not going for that. Clover has the last ban, so out of the bans that they have made, they seem to not like to deal with heroes that are very, very mobile, as we can see here with the 1-1 being banned out as well, together with the Marsha. So they could try to ban out maybe like Ling, because that's another type of hero that has this mobility sort of trait. At the same time, that would also help them to not worry about the side lanes being pushed out, they shoved out, or any backdoor happening, and so on and so forth. But it looks like it's going to be Angela, a very support hero, being banned out as a first ban. So first pick for Smos Sne. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like now, considering that the Ling has been let off through, Valentina as well is something that can be considered, but okay, never mind. Seems like Smos Sne, they are gonna go for the Valentina. Meanwhile, Clover, they can opt to steal the Ling away, even though it's something that Mano does demonstrate as well. You talked about the Grok, this is it, and that is gonna be the Ling also gonna be picked up from Clover.
I mean, we've seen how the Grok has been played out, right, in this tournament. Grok will jungle invade from the start, using the wall to try to just mess up the buff area very, very early on. So we can expect that to happen for Clover.
Yeah, I guess that's going to be the case here. It seems like when it comes to invasive maneuvers as well, it seems like I feel like Smos Sne, they are going to have a little bit of trouble when it comes to dealing with Ling, right? There's just not a lot of heroes that can actually catch off the Ling. We've seen teams kind of adapting with Kufra, not really a good solution. We've seen teams deal with it by going for Arkai as well, but so far here in internationals, we haven't seen too much of that. But what I do know, that seems like Smos Sne right now is going to be going for the Popo and Koopa. I would say a safe marksman out of all the marksmen in terms of being dived on. It does give you a little bit more survivability compared to other marksmen. Not exactly sure if it's the best, but we do see it being picked up for now.
Yeah, the only downside of Popo and Koopa, of course, is that it's very single target. So in team fights, you gotta keep Popo and Koopa safe, because he cannot defend himself for the most part, especially being ganked on by 2 or 3. But interestingly, now we'll see a 2-tank pick here with the Balearic being picked up as well. Expect the Balearic to be at the forefront together with Grok, opening a lot of space for whoever is going to be the marksman for Clover.
Yeah, based on this draft, I think we kind of saw this before coming from Clover from yesterday's games as well. They have shown the Balearic, one of my personal favorite. Not many teams actually play this as well, even though it has been buffed with the Sky Guard helmet here and there. But I was expecting maybe this is going to be a roaming Balearic and have it in the XP lane for the Grok coming in from Clover. But seeing how they played yesterday, this is pretty sure going to be a side lane Balearic and a roaming Grok instead coming from Team Clover.
And looks like now we're coming back to the second phase of the ban. Hellcut's out, Beatrix is out. We've seen Hellcut before this. It's very, very dangerous. Of course, it can it can easily burst down a single target hero. And I think that that is what they want to try to protect, probably their upcoming marksman, whoever it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, speaking of marksman as well, I'm a little bit surprised that Smos Sne didn't go for their jungler pickup. I'm a little bit curious on what is a good jungler, right? Personally, I don't think there are a lot of assassins that can actually match up with the Ling themselves in terms of jungling speed and as well as rotation. I think Helker is a good way to do it as well with the silence actually catch him off guard. So I like that Clover has choose to ban this, but at the same time, I'm a little bit more worried on how Smos Sne is going to handle this Ling.
And now we're going to the second phase of the pick. So with the talk about Clover needs a marksman. I mean, like a carry is still available. That's still possible as well. Or if they want to go for a cheese pick like a Layla, like you wouldn't have thought that. Oh, why would you pick a Layla in a competitive scene? But hey, it's all about the cheese.
I've never seen. Okay, maybe I've seen one. You know, like Todak from Malaysia. They have pulled off a Layla and a Mia in a pro scene, and they won. They're the only team that is confident enough to bring in a pro scene and win, which is kind of weird, but so far they're the only team that I've seen so far.
I guess that's what makes them the Malaysian champions.
Yeah, I guess, if you put it that way. But other than that, I've not seen it yet. Maybe there are some, but I do not have like enough time or eyes to actually watch every single game in the history of MPL to recall it, but I will recall it as the best of my knowledge. But that is to my extent of my knowledge, which is going to be Toda.
That's pretty insane. But you know what else is insane? Smos Sne is going for a non-tank lineup. And this is going to be interesting. They're going up against a 2-tank lineup from the side of Clover, which has a lot of protection to the rest of the team. And they're going to open up a lot of space, especially with Ling, who's going to come in and just wipe them all off. And all they need to do is just tank the front lines, and you got Ling, you got Clint who can do all the cleanup business.
Yeah, I guess. But seeing how the Hayabusa is going to be brought from the side of Smos Sne, I'm a little bit worried. I can see where the Rafaela is as well, but as of now, I'm super not in sync with Smos Sne's composition, just because of how I would say how squishy they can get as well. They don't exactly have a very strong frontliner as compared to Clover, who's got like two really strong rock beach shields in the front lines. And now to complete the composition, they are going to stick with the Farsa. And based on the draft itself, it feels like Clover, they will double down on the bursty composition, right? The burst coming from Link as well as the Farsa to secure a deal to compensate the lack of damage from these two tanks.
Yeah, so this is going to be really interesting though. So I can say that it's a very different strat coming in from both teams. One team likes to play a little bit of a protected sort of strat, and the other team likes to play a little bit more of a team fight composition strat, trying to sustain as much as possible doing fights. So I think that it's sort of like a 50-50 trade-off. There's no like clear, like, okay, this strat is better than the other.
It all comes down to execution. And as of now, based on the drafts here, I'm leaning a little bit more on Team Clover's draft a little bit better because they are more sort of balanced out. They have a front line, they have a back line as well.
True.
But for Team Smos Sne, I feel like they have a very strong poke strategy, but it's extremely difficult to pull off without a solid tank. But without further ado, we're going to be jumping straight into game number 1 of this second semifinals for today. And this is going to be Smos Sne going up against Clover on the red side.
Alright, so as expected, we can expect that the Feed, who's currently using the Grog, will try to do the jungle invade, and exactly what we predicted is trying to do that. But of course, it's a cliche move by now. They all know that a Grog user is going to do that. So Alice is ready to help Mano to protect the buff, and it shouldn't be a problem. I don't think Feed is able to steal the buff away anyway.
Well, Feed is going to take a little bit more harassments here. Meanwhile, VB a little bit late to the party, but somehow Smos Sne, they are going to try and secure the little wonder for themselves. But Alice, oh wow,
Alice.
Get him with the damage. But VV, oh my goodness, missing the auto attack on the minion itself. That is just so unfortunate. Meanwhile, bottom side as well, our Dam is going to steal the orange buff against Mano. This is a huge steal coming from Team Clover.
Oh, it's crazy. It could have been a first blood if it just like didn't rely too much on the auto attack and focus onto other side. But yeah, Alice got away with it.
Yeah, imagine, right? If VV actually got the kill on top of stealing this orange buff, that would have been huge for Clover. But still, it is still a small win in the hands of Clover. Meanwhile, bottom side as well, XME. TY is going to take a little bit of damage, but he's going to be A-okay. Mano, however, not too happy of losing his orange buff to the Link early on.
Okay, so it's going to be Mano against B together with Soleil, while TY is at the behind. TY with about 40% of health. Needs to be careful. Okay, backup is in the house. Alice is here, but they're not going to make any big engagement so far. They know they're going up against a Grog. Not the one that you want to engage very, very early on, especially he's a tank, but Che seems to be harassed and needs to back up.
This is going to be a very difficult situation here. Great Sanguine Claw comes in, but Che, like you said as well, is a little bit low. Here comes a Feather Extra. VV flickering forward and getting the first blood. Great attempt there. However, the turtle is going to be up for grabs as of now. TY going for the attempt as well. And no way, TY stealing the wall charge, getting the combo, and they also coming on top with the turtle, but feed. Oh, okay. Wow, that's a big turn of events for Smos Sne. I'm surprised they were able to come on top with this place.
Yeah, but they're not done yet though. Just look at this. They're going up against Ardam, and Ardam now trying to win a fight and trying to get a kill against TY, but not able to do so. However, the buff has been stolen. And to be fair, there was nothing that Feed could do. He could just, give himself to the turret, and anyway, he would die.
Yeah, the heals coming from Alice is going to give them a little bit more sustain, and that's the beauty of the Rafila itself. Meanwhile, Niker going to be invaded, but there's only so much he can do. So Smos Sne, even though they had a very rocky start, they are able to redeem themselves with a couple of very interesting plays. So nicely done coming from them, but as of yet, bottom side, I'm a little bit worried because in terms of marksman department, I'm surprised that they have a Valentina XP lane who's, they don't. Instead of that, I was expecting maybe the Valentina is going to be played on the mage role rather than that.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a difference here. But okay, what hasn't changed is that Niker is still at the top lane. Now it's going to be 3v1 and Niker. He's not going to be able to survive this. Niker, yep, they're just going to go all out on him. And with that kill, well, it's still early for them to take down the turret, but they could chip it as much as possible.
Yep, there's going to be a lot of gold platings in the hands of Apule for that trade-off as of yet. But meanwhile, Mano is going to be here, Feed. Going to be exposing a little bit more. I think he's going to try and make an attempt. However, this is going to be a setup as well. VV looking for the stun. He does chain it away through, but looks like Clover, they don't exactly want to fight this as of yet. TY seems to be playing a little bit of aggressive, but winning his matchup against Soleil.
As we can see here, Feed is just roaming from the top lane to the middle lane. He's just messing everyone around. He knows that, okay, if I can't mess with you inside your jungle, I'll mess with you in all your lanes. That's going to be his objective now.
Yep, it seems like that is going to be the case for now. Meanwhile, you see Feed going to be going to invade once again. They are going to try and force a retribution. Seems like Mano is going to get it, but nope. Retribution still intact. Turtle is going to be up for contest as well. And here comes the OK Shadow Q making the play. Feather Astra is going to scare Smos Sne off, but the Turtle will be secure in the hands of Clover. And that's the amount of AoE CC zone control that Clover has.
Yeah, they're not afraid of VV at all. So they just went inside and VV is forced to retreat. But now looking at the bottom lane, Niker going up against Ardam and Soleil. 2v1, they're probably going to get it. Niker is currently in trouble. Niker, 50% health. They're going to go for the turret dive. Niker will be taken down. Soleil still alive, but Soleil can't get away as much as Ling. Ardam with the Ling, very, very mobile. Not going to catch him just yet.
Oh, Ardam getting a little bit greedy there. Mano hoping to get the kill. Unfortunately, that should be all. So that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade-off. But meanwhile, punishing Niker once again, that is huge coming from Clover to make sure that their marksman is going to be up ahead against Smos Sne's marksman. Meanwhile, nothing much is happening. But like I said as well, the poke strategy coming from Smos Sne is good. But at the same time, it's just, as the game drags on by, I'm a little bit more worried on how they are going to be able to shut down both Soleil as well as Feed with this annoying tank composition.
Oh, okay, but talking about annoying tank composition, so Soleil is going to play the solo tank role at the bottom lane, just pulling Niker as well as Alice was him, opening a lot more space towards the top lane and maybe the mid lane as well, as both of them go on the Soleil, but with the help of the turret, it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, Bravo drivers being expanded as well to clear the minion wave. Soleil is doing a fantastic job. Meanwhile, here comes Yao Feed here with the conceal play, but he misses the wall charge. That's going to be a very unfortunate event. But looks like they just don't have the damage to do so. They need Ardam in this vicinity, and so far we haven't seen too much action coming from him. He's gonna get harassed. TY is gonna be in the vicinity. TY now getting Giant as well. Here comes the play. He stole the thing. Oh, he missed the steal. He did not get the Tempest of Play to iframe his way out of the situation, so he's gonna die there. Ardam, however, gonna be able to escape the midst of it all.
Oh, interestingly, TY saw Ardem moving towards the top lane, but somehow he still went there all alone, and that was a bit uncalled for. But now Ardem, very, very mobile, trying to get Naka at the middle lane. Naka now down to 10% of health, and Naka will be taken out by Ardem.
Oh, mega kill for Ardem as of yet. This is doing very, very well for Team Clover. Meanwhile, a sneaky play as well, because while that is actually happening, Mano was solo killing the turtle and steals it away. Now he's gonna get caught out. He's gonna be in trouble, but a big Sanguine Claw stops him in the track. And OK Shadow Q completely dodging the Rafa Triads, and he's gonna be A-OK. So great plays out from Smos there, but unfortunate for Clover. Meanwhile, bottom lane for Apule is gonna get solo killed right now because TY is looking for the plays, and that is gonna be the power of the Valentina.
Oh, and that was a good kill down there. But now look at the middle. Cheche is in trouble. This time he better back out. Before this, he overstayed inside the mid lane, cost him his life, but now he learned his lesson. Alice took over the mid lane, and he goes back, rejuvenates himself, and come back to the battlefield.
Yep. And it seems like mid control is going to be the way to go coming in from both teams as of yet. You can see Clover is banging on the mid lane to try and open up map control for the next Lord fight, which is going to be happening very, very soon. But as of yet, as you can see, nothing much is happening from both teams. And in terms of economy-wise as well, they're still 50-50, 5 for 5. But looks like there is going to be a concealed play up top. Clover looking for a play. Unfortunately, Niker is already there. Wall charge preemptively to try and catch people in the bush. Unfortunately, not going to happen.
Yo, but check this out. In the middle, we have TY currently in trouble, but Ardem couldn't finish off the job. But at the same time, we can see that Feed is coming in. Feed couldn't finish it at all, but Feed looks like he's in trouble instead. The counter on the Feed. TY gets the kill. They try to get more, but it is Soleil. So Soleil is not the one that they want to see.
Oh, that was a big steal as well with the Feather Ash right coming from TY. Just using your enemies' ultimates as your own. And that's the beauty of Valentina. If you give them good ultimates, this is the power of what Valentina brings to the table. Ardem, however, a little bit too low. Is in a bit trouble, but here comes the ambush. And TY, they got him! They shut him down! This is huge coming from Smos there, and that's exactly who they needed to kill.
Oh, very, very smart play coming in from TY as well as Alice. They waited for the right moment. They anticipated that Ardem would follow their route back, and they took that to their advantage. And now with that kill, it opens an opportunity for them to take down the Lord without the retribution for the side of Clover. It will be an easy job for them.
Yep, there's nothing they can do, but seems like Clover, they are going to try and make an attempt for it. Feed is going to open up the map. Unfortunately, the Lord is going to be taken out. However, he's going to be in trouble. Wall charge, he needs to run for away, and he's going to be A-OK. So Smos Sne, however, going to be looking to plays. Wall charge stolen coming in from TY. And that's going to be a huge factor in setting up the plays. The Lord is going to be pushing from top side for now. But that should be it coming in from Smos Sne.
Okay, so we have it. A Niker farming as much as possible, taking as much opportunity as possible. But now with the Lord being pushed up at the top lane, it's very, very likely that we'll see the turret being taken down. Now at the same time, the mid lane being defended by the side of Clover. But the top lane, Ardem is there to finish off Niker. Niker's in trouble. 2v1. Niker makes a run for it. Can he run away? Ardem catches him, and Ardem gets the kill.
Oh, that's just unfortunate. Oh, the wall charge from TY timed it from the Tempest's blade. He gets the kill on Ardem. That's the second time he's died so far. But the fight will continue. As you can see, Smos Sne, they're going for the push as well. OK Shadow Q catches on the VV, but the Farsad dies in mid-air, and that is going to be Clover losing out the trade-offs. Smos Sne getting a little bit too much with this fight, and as you can see, the OK Shadow Kill is going to be available. The Hayabusa going to be focusing on objectives.
Small, now they're putting up a big performance.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Smos Sne just played out of his mind. What a clutch coming from TY, especially with the initial catch, but seems like it's not over yet. Clover gonna fight back as well. They've got the Rafaela to keep them alive, but Cecilia gets a nice hit. Soleil, they don't have the Rafa Drive, but Sol doesn't connect. Shadow Q comes in, and Soleil needs to make a run for it. He's gonna be A-OK. Feather Strike as well, gonna be scaring them off. Here comes a big Tempest Blade, catches Rafaela, and Ardem almost gets it in the second, but he needs to make a run for it. He's gonna be A-OK. Wall block comes in, Feed all by himself, almost feeding his life, but he is going to be able to make it out alive.
Oh, Ardem now retreats back and reset, but they got a good counter onto the side of Smos Sne. But wait for it.
This is risky. This is risky. They see him, but at the same time, you know what? This is too risky to make a play.
Oh, yeah,
TY.
No, TY! Oh, Ardem punches back to TY, and TY now getting Ardem. Ardem can get away. Yes, he can. His teammates are there.
Oh my goodness, that was so close. TY with the wall charge. Immediately immediately thought he got enough damage, almost close enough to get the kill. However, they will survive. Meanwhile, forcing this fight, Smos Sne, they managed to get a pick off onto a GB. Unfortunately, say that should be all, but Smos Sne, look at this. Ardem is not too happy with that trade ball. He wants to trade a little bit more. He's going for the Tempest Blade, tries to take a fight on TJ. He goes for the Chris, he gets the kill, he redeems himself, and now everyone from Smos Sne needs to make a run for it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now Nika is trying to get something for himself, but then again, it's Solé moving into the bushes, and that's not the one that he wants, and now Nika will be counted as Nika will need to retreat.
Oh my goodness, this is so hard to play. Smos Sne arguably has the economy lead, but at the same time, they just don't have the front line to deal with Solé, as well as the Grog is just so tanky, and they have to continue with this both Valentina to be coming into place.
Oh, Solé, not the target that he wants. He cannot overcome it onto Solé. Now everyone's trying to get the Lord, but then again, Solé is super low at this moment, and finally, Feed, he gets one for himself, but then again, the counter fire as TY goes down, Solé goes down, now Nika goes down, only one more left. Can he get Mano, but Mano on Mano, not able to do so.
Yeah, this is very difficult territories here, and you can see immediately as well how long they took actually to kill Solé. But at the same time, Smos Sne, they are going to be heavily relying on TY in this next few fights. This Valentina cannot afford to die, and look at this, Divine Clave purchase up on TY means that he is going to have even stronger initial burst. So hopefully this is going to be enough to catch Clover off guard in this situation, but as yet, JJ cannot afford to die. Here comes the better try. I think he's going to be A-okay. Bombs the bat as well with the wall charge. He's going to sacrifice his life, but Feed gets a very nice pickoff. Mano, however, going to be in a little bit of trouble. The crits come in. Oh, did not expect the true damage crit coming in from Ardem to get the kill. And he's going to be able to escape this. And looks like Clover, they are going to desperately try to force a Lord fight with Ardem in the vicinity.
And Clover, they can because it's a 5-in-3 scenario. They have the advantage now. And right at this moment, Smos Sne, they need to buy time for their teammates to come up. But will there be enough?
EY does have the wall charge, waiting for the right moment as well, but Nika all by himself tried to do a little bit chip damage. He got Apule, and this is huge. It is going to scare Clover off as well. The Lord still being reset as well, but seems like it is going to be reset, and Ardem will get a double kill, looking for the triple. Alice running for it, their life. Can she escape? Absolutely not.
Oh, no triple, but that kill was given to Solé, developing, and that would still open up space for them to get the Lord. Lord definitely secured by Clover, and there's nothing that Smos Sne can do about it.
Yep, the Lord is going to be coming in. Mano trying to go for a cheeky play. Can he go for the steal? Seems like got a short kill. Can he go for retribution? It's down to who's going to get it? And it seems like he steals it away. Comes up on top. And now Ardem is going to try to get a little bit more kills on it. They take Mano's life, but the Lord is in Smos Sne's vicinity. Oh my goodness, the timing could not have been better.
Could not have been better. Ardem wasn't ready with the retribution, and the retribution coming in was a perfect timing. Amazing in it. Imagine they lost this Lord, they could have lost the entire game.
Yeah, that was a very risky play, but it was a necessary one as well, considering that towards the later stage of the game, Smos Sne has a very strong Sicilian that may or may not just completely one-shot any backline DPS coming from Clover. So this is a very important moment. The longer this game drags out, Smos Sne is gonna hit even harder.
Yes, they are. Just look at this. They were behind before this, at least in terms of network. But now, despite them having lesser kills, they have more network than Clover. It just shows that they are set up for the late game.
Yeah, this is so difficult to play. But over now, has played this a little bit safe. Ardem reviews the position. Here comes the Terrify. Where's the JCC? But the Sanguine Claw a little bit too late. He's going to be A-okay. But here comes the re-engagement coming from Clover to try to make things work better. Airstrike will be expended, but it is going to not do too much. But here comes the Sanguine Claw catching Solé. He's got the benches, but unfortunately, we're not going to do too much. TY steals the war charge, connects on tree, makes a run for it. He escapes it all, but will eventually die. But here comes the re-engagement from Smos Sne to try to pick up all off. And Clover, they're running for their lives. Apule, 1 HP. Feed as well. Down was the last as well. But do they see him? Do they want to catch him? But the wall will stop him in his tracks. So Apule is going to be A-okay. Down to the last tick. Can they get the charm? No, they cannot. And Clover will come up on top. That was a close catch.
Oh, close catch indeed, especially for Apule. But going to be closer in the middle as they try to get Ardem. Ardem now tries to steal away any kill that he can. And yes, it will be given towards the side of Clover as they get one by one. Nika as well as Mano will be sacrificed.
Oh, mistakes has been made. Smos Sne overextended that. and Clover was able to get the reset from the fountain immediately. Ardam goes in for the bait as well, clears off the minions, doesn't lose out too much objectives, and that was huge coming from Clover, considering that they got the crit onto its Niker. That was very, very unfortunate. Meanwhile, here comes the better strike from VV. TY going for the wall charge! He's gonna try and make an attempt on VV. Can he get the kill? Seems like the winter shot gets bait from VV! Survives! And there it is, gonna be TY paying with his life. And Smos Sne, they're making a run for his, as Ardam tries to pick him off. Unfortunately, will not get more as the Winter Trunken will be used from the side of Smos Sne.
Oh, that was insane coming in from VV. Managed to get away with murder, they call it. And now Smos Sne just making those small mistakes, but it was necessary to go for VV, but then again, they couldn't find a way through.
Yeah, TY is pretty much the best initiator for the team. Unfortunately, the power spike has slowly dwindled down just because of how Clover is capitalizing the situation. They've got a lot of magic damage coming from Smos Sne, but they are itemizing very well. Here comes the concealed play. They do catch up Ardam, but they can't seem to burst him down again from Smos Sne, and they're making a run for it. Raffendry zones them out, but Soleil getting poked up pretty hard. I don't think they want to fight this yet. TY finally joins the fight, and it seems to me not going to be able to capitalize too much about the situation, so they are going to play this safe for now, as the Lord is going to be pushing from the top side.
Oh, they're going to buy time at the bottom lane, and the Lord is just going to do his thing at the top.
Oh, Apule? No!
Oh, no! Oh, no! That's going to be a bad move, as Apule will be taken out by Alice as well as TY.
Oh my goodness, that was Apule's mistake. That was really, really unfortunate, but seems like Smos Sne, they are going to be dragging this game as long as they can, as the Lord is going to be pushing the top side. This time they've got to do it without the Clint available. Smos Sne, however, makes a mistake. Oh no, Niker getting caught out. He's got the Wind of Nature, but it's not going to do too much against the Feathered Astride. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade-off. This is the prime time that Clover needs to actually close out the game. They're looking for a fight, but here comes Mano with the OK Shadow Kill to try and escape out of it all. But it looks like he's going to buy a little bit more time. But they managed to defend against the Lord. They are going to be A-OK for now. Meanwhile, Clover is going to try and back off and go for the reset.
Oh, if only they had Apule, they could have pushed on. But unfortunately, Apule had to bump into Smos Sne earlier on, and that gave them opportunity to still defend this, as now they try to take down the mid turret that's still standing.
Yeah, this is just so hard to play. And Smos Sne, however, they've got all the time in the world to actually play this, but at the same time, they're just making too much mistakes. The marksman is just struggling to fight this. TY making a play with the wall charge. Unfortunately, can't seem to do too much. They've got immortalities, and this is the tanks that are just so hard to deal with coming from Clover. But TY still poking as much as he can, but there's only so much a Valentina can do in the later stage of the game.
Exactly, that's what their job is about, right? Two tanks sitting at the front, opening up space for his teammates, for people like Apule, for people like VV, especially to do burst damage from behind, and they are doing their job really well. We can see how much Pete is always at the front, just opening up the map, getting information for their teammates, and yeah, making those opening plays.
Yeah, it's crazy to see this. Like, are you sure these guys are all-stars? These guys are close to being pros. Like,
yeah,
the decision-making is just off the charts. What is going on? Immortality up on Poulet, but finally, this is go time for Che coming from Smos Sne. Divine Glaive up on Sicilian. This is the big slap that I'm looking forward to as well, but do they have what it takes? Because Clover, I'm pretty sure in the itemization as well, they're going to be A-OK. However, if they caught out right here, things are not going to look good, because TY goes for the watcher, catches on the link, but they don't seem to have the damage to kill off Ardam. They go in for a recoil as well, but the Raffendry connects on the dot. This big Sanguine Claw coming in from Smos Sne, catches them off, returns the favor, and this is the big slap that we're talking about.
Oh, without Soleil, still not going to be a problem, as they still have another tank. But then again, now we have Ardam as well getting a godlike kill, but being shut down by the side of TY.
Oh no, the wall block comes in. Great timing from Vito, y'all. Why? But they do manage to lose Ardam. That means Smos Sne is up to grab for the Lord. You can see Mano not even considering joining the fight, immediately starts his work and towards the Lord. And Clover, I think they know this is happening as well, but Peter Yawai, he is going to focus on TY instead. They throw his body just for the objective, and it's totally, absolutely worth it. Meanwhile, Pete is going to slowly pick away. War Charge runs away, but unfortunately, can he survive? He does have the immortality, but a great wall block again coming from him to stop Smos Sne in his track. What am I watching?
Oh, Feed, his walls are just so on point. Either to save teammates, either as an offensive wall. Both of them really work for Feed. Really on point.
However, it's not over yet because Smos Sne, they do steal off the purple buff away from the Link. That means he is going to lose out a lot of this trade-offs later on. So this is going to be benefiting them a little bit more. But Wall here stops the lot in his track to try and mess up the freeze laying space. But as of yet, I don't think it's not going to do too much because Smos Sne is going to be in the vicinity. Niker does scout out Peter Yawai. He does have the immortality, but they are going for reset. But our damn, he got Soing the Claw. But looks like they are going to try to make a play as well. Mano from the back lines tries to chip them all, separates them. Meanwhile, the rest of the members from Smos Sne will pick a fight at Solay. They get Solay, and this is exactly what they need. But they need to play this safe.
Oh, Alice now super low. Looks like
oh my god,
they almost got Alice. Alice still managed to get away, but Feed doesn't want to let it go. At the same time, TY will be hunted down by TY. Will be let go as they need to focus back on their base.
Oh, the minions are going to get a free inhibitor out of this from the empowered minions, but still, nevertheless, they still manage to prevent the GG push for now as Clover, our damn great game sense as well, was able to catch Niker. That was huge. This marksman Popo Goba is not having a great time as well. Forced to buy a Athena shield to get a little bit more sustains coming from the Forza.
Oh, now we have Feed at the forefront again, trying to open up space, trying to get information where TY is at. But even if he does so, there's not enough backup for him. Just look at where the positioning of Ardam is at. He's currently at the bottom lane. They need Ardam together with them in order to win fights.
Yeah, the biggest threat here is pretty sure going to be the Link coming from Clover. Like Smos Sne, they understand that he has so much map presence, he has so much speed push potential. If they pick him off, it's going to be GG coming from Clover. And time again, they always try to focus him as much as they can. And the only one that can pretty much catch him is TY. And he's got to steal the wall charge first. But as of yet, review himself. Will he get the wall charge? He is still thinking about it. But it seems like he's still holding on to his IME yet. Niker, however, going to be getting called out as well. He tries to make a turn to advance, but they can't seem to do it too much. But VV going to be the point of interest as well. The Koopa goes across the map, but unfortunately, they don't have the damage to fight this. TY steals the Winter, the Feathered Airstrike, but the Winter Trunker is going to keep him alive from the burst coming from the Tempest Blades.
Oh, everyone still survives from that fight. However, Feed is kind of low at this moment. Yes, he does have 2 lives, but then again, he doesn't want to take that risk. He immediately retreats himself because they need to consider as well the minions might push in soon.
Yeah, this is so difficult, but they've baited out major spells so far from Clover. Winter Trunkus is down, everything is down, but unfortunately say Immortality is still in the park for Clover, so it's not over yet. So Smos Sne, they cannot overextend it a little bit too much. They have to play this safe. Meanwhile, Feather Extra has been expanded, but they're making a run for it as well. Niker down to his last health, does have the Tempest, the Winds of Nature, but he's not going to do too good. He's going to get bursted down eventually. But as you can see, they're trying his best to actually go for the fight. TY stealing the Wrath of Nature will prevent this aggression, but they still have to peel through the Immortalities. It looks like this is going to be an opportunity as well. They peel through Soleil's, but can they finish them all? Unfortunately, the wall block comes in. It's going to stop him in his track, and that is going to be the full disengage coming from Clover.
Oh, but look what happened earlier on. Mano, he tried to push the mid lane, and that put pressure onto the side of Clover, forced them to retreat, regardless of whatever happens in the fight. And now they need to clear up their lanes again before they can pressure back. It's going to be a tough situation for Clover, despite them getting more kills than Smos Sne.
Oh my goodness, this is a very difficult as well. It's all about peeling off Immortalities. It's all about peeling off for those Winter Trunk and cooldowns. And as of yet, Smos Sne, even though they've played their best as they can, they've only lost their marksman. But I feel like the bigger trade here, Clover just came out on top. They were able to win their pickoffs, they were able to peel retain their immortalities, they were able to pick major spells out of this. And let's take a look at the real items real quick as well, because right now from the side of Clover, they've got 4 immortalities up on them, whereas Smos Sne has only got 2, so there's just such big emphasis on going for this kind of objectives. And if one mistake being made by Smos Sne, that is pretty much it for them.
Yeah, we are currently at the stage where if anyone makes that mistake, that's it, right? And at the same time, you can see that Clover, they have a lot of kills. They can always win fights. They can always win those pickoffs, but unfortunately, they couldn't deal with the split push. And for the split push, we can see that the top turret, the middle turret has been taken. But now in the middle, to try to catch Mano, but Mano managed to get away. At the same time, at the top lane, just look at VV's position. VV's position seemed to try to look for another pickoff, but just waiting for the right moment. Feed will be the one in the profile, and now Feed might have overextended, and Feed will be taken out, but he has a second line immediately deleted from the map, and Feet goes down, but he tried to trade it off. Unfortunately, couldn't be able to do so, as Apule will be at the forefront, and now the Lord might be taken by the side of Clover, but then again, Solé must survive this, as Solé is trying to tank on, and yes, being the tank, he has 50% health left after all of that.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very difficult situation to be in as well, but as of yet,
Oh, Mano!
they are going to go for the push, but Mano, they are going to try and make a return fight coming in as they focus on the crystal, but somehow they manage to come up on top, and Smos Sne comes on the line and wins the game. What a game coming from the What Am I Watching? But woo! Wow!
It is all about the split push here for Smos Sne. The split push put pressure on the Clover. Clover was not able to deal with it. They were so focused on fights that they forgot to check the back door.
That is insane coming from Smos Sne because I did not expect that at all. What a performance coming from Smos Sne because that was neck and neck all the way through, and I thought for a second that they would have just got it in the back coming from Clover, but somehow that game just dragged it all the way so long because that should not have possibly happened. But oh, that's just heartbreaking to watch.
I mean, if only the opposite happened, right? Imagine Link having so much mobility, he could be the one to do the split pushing, right? If they did that, if they allowed Link to do that thing instead of keeping focusing Link to get those kills, fights after fights, maybe they would have done the same, but unfortunately they were set up differently.
Yeah, I definitely agree, but as of yet, this is just so annoying to watch. But as you can see, early in the stages of all, what was very surprising for me was that Smos Sne was able to win off all this early engagement despite this very tanky composition coming from Clover. But eventually, it all came down to whether or not to Link coming on top. I just feel bad for Nitro because every single time he gets died on, the idea of having Popo Koopa is to survive the initial burst, but it's just not enough in terms of sustain. It's all about getting those tanky items to actually compensate or burst his way through. But even that as well, Ardem is just so far ahead in terms of that.
Yeah, I mean, Ardem, he is definitely the main person. Just look at his amount of skills. Right? At this moment, even he already got like 6 skills, and at this moment, he got already like 11 kills for himself. I believe he could have been the only player on the field with a double-digit in terms of kills. So this is definitely Ardem's game. But then again, we can't take away credit from the Feet as well as Solé as well. They played their role as tanks. They were in the forefront. They did a lot of work opening up space for their teammates and absorbing a lot of damage. And they did their job well. It's just that Ardem was pretty much the main damage dealer. Apule, unfortunately, in this round, didn't really turn out.
Yeah, this is just so unfortunate. But at the same time, yeah, I definitely agree as well. Like, it seems like this two teams as well, the marksmen of each other's team hasn't exactly do a lot of damage. It was pretty much the junglers versus junglers. But I feel like having the Valentina, it just shows you how much of a threat it brings to the table, right? Look at TY. He's always taking the right ultimates to actually turn the tides, and every single time we kind of expect the wall charge to be using an engagement, he used it very smartly. Just because of how wall charge cannot be cancelled by the Tempest Blade, he preemptively casts it every single time Ardem is about to expire on Tempest Blade to catch him off guard, which was a very interesting variation, which made him come on top. So well done coming from TY.
Oh yeah, I have to agree with the wall charge. Definitely, it's all on point. Whether he used it for a defensive maneuver or use it as an offensive maneuver, it is just really good. And I think that for the next round, if they want to consider the ban, I think a Grot would be a very good ban, considering that it's so flexible in both scenarios.
Agreed. I definitely agree. That was just huge plays coming from him as well. And I'm looking forward to see more coming from them. Is Clover going to bounce back? Because we guarantee you guys a very good match. If you guys were watching day number 1, you know how close Smos Sne versus Clover was. And now this is definitely a grand final worthy game. That's the reason why we asked you to stay and watch. And guess what? We did see a pretty long game as well. It was about 28 minutes into the game and we finally found a winner. But the MVP, well, I'm a little bit surprised it's going to be the Rafaela, but considering that how Alice has only died twice, it just shows you that this Rafaela does kind of contribute a lot in terms of sustainabilities and giving them the mobility to go back and in towards fights very, very consistently throughout the fights.
Yeah, but my personal MVP, I would give it to Mano because I think he did a lot of the dirty work. He did a lot of the split pushing. He did a lot of pressuring on the lanes where people didn't expect that. And that actually contributed to their win. Despite them being a little bit behind in terms of kills, slightly behind in terms of net worth, but because of that split pushing, he did so much more. Just look at this, 93% of turret damage came in from Mano alone. That it's almost just only him doing those split push. While on the other hand, we can see that Clover, Apule dealing out the most turret damage. Unfortunately, they weren't able to take down as many turrets as they would have wanted because they were so focused on those team fights that they kind of forgot about the whole objective is to try to get the crystal, right? So it was a little bit unfortunate. But then again, let's check out the stats from Smos Sne specifically. As compared to Team Clover, none of them get double digits in terms of kills. The highest they got is only 9 kills with TY. But all of them definitely played really, really well. And I must say, even with a lineup without a tank, their composition worked out for them.
Yeah, this is just so unfortunate coming from them. But nevertheless, still a great game so far coming from them because that was so close. But let's take a look who the MVP for that match is. It seems like it is going to be Mano Gaming because why not, right?
Why not?
If he did not break the throne, if he did not consistently go for the split push, they would not have won that game. Well-deserved victory. Congratulations for Mano for an amazing performance because without that his play, they would not have stood a chance in winning that game at all.
At all. So it's not only about the stats, ladies and gentlemen. It's not only about, oh, you died the least, oh, you killed the most. It's about what you did inside the game. And Mano just shows that the quality of his play, his game sense, knowing when to go in, when to go out, not to get caught by the enemy, when he does the split push, is just on point. Very well deserved, Mano.
Yep, nicely done coming from them. And I'm looking forward to see more games to come because this is the best of 3. There is going to be more games. It is going to be game 2 coming in for this matchup. But however, will Clover actually make the comeback in trying to do something about whether or not staying alive in this tournament? So, but as of now, based on Game 1's performance, they are ready to actually go in for the fight. But I'm looking forward to see how it all goes down for this next match. But of course, in case you are just tuning in, this is going to be the score for now. Earlier today, we did see witness one trick versus NEVERWIN in that fight, but NEVERWIN was able to come on top 2-0 very cleanly in that matchup.
Yeah, and earlier we just saw that Smos Sne won their best of 3 series, the first game of the best of 3 series. So now it's 1-0 against Clover. Now Clover obviously has a comeback opportunity still, but they need to win 2 games in a row. After this, Smos Sne will be going into their match point. If they win the next round, they will be needing NEVERWIN in the grand finals, which will be happening tomorrow. So make sure you continue to follow all the social medias of Mobile Legends Bad Best so you will not miss out on all these amazing games. I mean, at the end of the day, although it's a show match, although it's influencer lineup, but it doesn't feel so. It feels like this. It feels like the real deal.
Agreed. This is crazy. This is definitely the real deal indeed. But as of yet, I'm looking forward to see how it all goes down. Whether or not is it going to be 2-0 or is it going to be a comeback. But I'm really looking forward to see the full 3 match all the way through. But of course, once again, you guys are currently watching the All-Star matchup as well. We'd like to shout out to our amazing presenters of the tournament as well. Our co-presenters, Samsung, for giving you guys an amazing experience because this phone itself does have a very, very unique feature where it gives you this immersive gameplay as well as a very, very decent camera as well, which is 64 megapixel quad cameras that give you the quality pictures when you go out and play, as well as 5G internet connections to actually give you the smooth gameplay to actually play throughout the entirety of the game. And of course, it does have immersive display. Once you play, you do not stop. It is just so good in terms of overall display. And if you guys want to find out more information on this, you can actually check out onto his website of samsung.com/sg for more information.
Yeah, and of course, if you want to be like the pros, you want to be like your favorite influencers, you got to get the best phones, right? So here you have it. This is here on display, different types of colors, and I believe there's a pink color as well for those of you who prefer it. So yeah, make your pick. You can check out the actual colors on the website as mentioned earlier on. But next round, Clover needs to come back. There is no excuse for them. What do you think needs to change with Clover?
I don't think there was much to change. Honestly, I felt like Clover played the best game ever.
Right.
It wasn't exactly the draft issue. It was more of execution. And honestly, I felt like that was a game that Clover should have won. Could have won. Would have won.
Yeah.
Like, I totally didn't expect that Smos Sne was able to prolong so long. But there's a reason why Valentina is just so good and strong, right? Even though Valentina didn't exactly have a good win rate throughout the regionals as well as day number 1 itself, but here you can see the demonstration coming from TY of how oppressive a good Valentina can be.
Yeah, and when we look at the composition, we thought like, oh, Clover, you're very well balanced in the composition. You have 2 tanks, in fact, right? Belleric as well as Grog. On the other side, no tanks. They can't really open up map. They can't really harass at the early stage of the game. You should have like went all the way, but I guess at the end of the day, it's just about the split push that they failed to deal with.
Agreed. This is very, very annoying to deal with. And at the same time, I'm looking forward to see how it goes down here. But as of now, let's take a look at game number 2, because we are going to be jumping straight into the game with the ban picks as of yet. But before we talk about ban picks here, I feel like based on the game itself, Valentina definitely needs to go. 1-1 also definitely needs to go. I felt like the biggest threat coming from Smos Sne was pretty much, like I said, the Valentina. The Popo Goba wasn't much of an issue. However, when we talk about Valentina being banned, means from Smos Sne's side, the biggest threat was none other than Ling.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't the Ling that kind of just caused so much chaotic team fights, things would not have prolonged into a dead phase towards 28 minutes of the game. And what's really surprising as well, I'm surprised that Smos had decided to go for the Hayabusa to match with the Ling. And you can see time and time again he was struggling to actually counter push or make objectives across the map. But based on the team fight composition, because they had a Rafaela, they were able to like push, pull, right? The whole idea of the draft of Smos Sne was just poking strategy.
Right.
And to have the discipline to play a poking strategy requires a lot of teamwork, a lot of communication in order to pull it off.
And that's why they didn't get as many kills.
Yeah.
All they need to do is poke, your health is low enough, and the split push happens.
Yep.
Like you just want to buy enough time
Yeah.
in like you're just going back and forth, right?
Yep.
And I think that if they was to still go with the composition of having a Ling in the game, maybe the Ling should try to do some level of split pushing instead of just going in for the kills. Just focusing on the objectives. But hey, let's see if the Ling will be picked in game number 2 as we move on to our pick for this round.
Yep, I definitely agree here. But as of yet, this is going to be game 2's draft with Clover this time having on the blue side. Seems like they are going to still remaining on banning of the Xavier coming in for all the match itself. And I'm looking forward to see how it all happens for this match. But what? Huh? Oh, the Minotaur ban? What?
Wait, what? Why? I mean, if you wanted to ban a tank up front, you could ban a Grok. He was clearly a big threat. I'm not too sure what the idea is of banning the Minotaur. That's very interesting. Yeah, will be banned as well. So they're banning out heroes that we haven't seen in the previous round at least. But I'm trying to find out what their thought process is like. And they banned out the Layla as well. What? Smos there? What? I mean, you could ban out the Ling, it's kind of obvious. You could ban out the Grok, and now the Grok is open. Obviously, Clover is going to pick the Grok up front. They're probably going to pick the Ling as well. Like, it's going to be a no-brainer for them.
Yep. And at the same time as well, Clover is just, you know, still prioritizing on the Grok itself. So I'm looking forward to see a little bit more of a action coming in. But I'm surprised that they actually ban off like Layla, Mia, and Minotaur, because I don't know what's going through my. Is this confidence? Is this a troll pick? Or is this messing up? Because it seems like they're just letting this off intentionally. I'm not exactly sure why.
Yeah, I mean, the top two heroes that caused them a lot of problems. Clover's gonna say thank you for not banning them. We're just gonna pick them up front. Like, thank you. Yes, we have the first pick. Obviously, it's gonna be Grok, and then once they reach the second and third pick, they're gonna pick a Link. That's gonna be a no-brainer. We all know that's gonna come. And true enough, they got it. Okay, so now they banned the Sicilian. Fine, but Sicilian was used by Smos Sne themselves, so I really don't know what's the thought process behind this. But now at least Valentina was picked, and we did talk about how strong the Valentina was. Okay, at least they were picking away the Valeric from Clover. I don't think Valeric was a big threat. I felt that Valeric was more like just a moving wall for Clover, trying to soak up as much damage as possible, not being a real threat. But yeah, anyway, they tried to take away. But they didn't take away the key heroes from Clover. I think now that Clover has a second chance with their key heroes, they're not gonna mess this up. They're gonna look back again and say, okay, we could have done better with the lay. Our Grok was already good, so we need to just focus on. We just need to focus on repairing whatever that we did earlier on, and get the business done.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But I like the adaptation as well. This time they will get the Link for themselves, so I'm looking forward to see how Smos Sne is going to be becoming the issue. But personally, I'm really surprised with banning off the Minotaur at first pick, the Layla, Mio. It was very questionable, but guess what? It's all fun and games, right? It's there's still one game ahead.
Yeah.
That's one. Two, who doesn't want to see a lot of meta heroes? There is a reason why specific heroes is always banned every single season in ranked games, in competitive for a reason. Now we get to see him all out in the air, and I want to see how it all goes down. But well, it's not every day we get to see these kind of matchups, but let us demonstrate to you. Okay, let us hope we get to see why these particular heroes are always OP. Valentina needs to go for a reason. We saw it in game number 1.
Yeah.
Game 2, this time there's a little bit more. There's Grok. There is, there is the Link.
Yeah.
There is just so annoying, and I'm looking forward to see what kind of changes is gonna happen. But without further ado, we're jumping straight into game number 2. I think an issue with the players themselves, but it seems like it is gonna be a-okay. It seems like Niker is giving the green light. Okay, we're gonna continue. But now, we talked about the Bane before during the group stages. Clover this time is gonna be bringing in again, this time against Smos Sne.
Yeah. Okay. So super duper interesting. Let's see how does it work out. So Ardub this time playing a very different hero, which is a Bane. It's very different from his previous hero. So okay, let's see how is he gonna adapt to this. As now we will see Pete, as usual, doing his own thing. Now that he has the Grok, they know that they're gonna repeat again the process of him trying to jungle in Bane, but they got him stopped at his tracks at least. But Mano now kind of a little bit in trouble as he tries to get away. It's still very early for them to get that first blood. Not even a minute just yet, as Niker cuts off the lane, and Niker gets a full wave of minutes just like that. And Yawai, although he'll be able to get a stun onto Niker, but that's all that he can do. Not much damage yet, at least, and don't expect Feet to be the damage dealer as well. Obviously, more of a tank. And Niker is just going around, just being super duper annoying. From the top lane, now he goes to the middle lane, despite his 3 kills in the middle. But hey, it's not a problem for him, as now Feet is back up onto Vivi. And Vivi will have a better time now that Feet is together with him. But Niker is just being a nuisance again. Now he's going back onto the top lane, trying to put pressure onto Adam as well as Solid, together with backup from Alice as well as Cheche. By the bottom lane, we can see that Feet going up against 2, but then again, is he tanky enough? The flicker will be used by Feet, but Feet will not be able to escape. Mano, as the first blood will be given by Smos there at this time.
Yep, as of now, the fight is going to be happening as well. As you can see, this is going to be a little bit of an upper hand coming from Smos Sne. Again, it seems like Smos Sne does have the upper hand when it comes to early engagement, but Clover, because they are going to try and force the turtle issue. Here comes the Bane clutch as well as the deadly catch of Zodomov. Great timing as well. Mano going to be losing on the retribution timing. So that is going to be a little bit of small victory coming in from Clover, but looks like it's not over yet. They want to try and force the engagement. Look at this, Peter Yawai He's gonna go for the Phelan Link pull perhaps, but he is gonna pull 2 back, but there's no follow-up. VV just used all his spells to clear the mid, and that's just so unfortunate. They are gonna get caught out with the meteor shower, and just like that, they get picked apart. So unlucky with the timing. Oh my goodness.
And now Sole will try to get the turn, but then again, it's still very, very early. There's still protection on top, right? So it's not going to be a big deal just yet. And at the same time, you can see the first 3 kills given to the side of Smos Sne. They do have the upper hand, at least for a start. And of course, with that 3 kills, it also awards them the amount of gold as well, about 1,000 ahead of Clover at this moment. And we're just only about 3 minutes into the game as well. As we can see here, Niker is standing at the front, but just opening some space, getting information of where the opponents from the side of Clover are at. But they will be putting a focus onto their next objective. The total is going to be up in about 40 more seconds. As we can see here, Fruit moves out to the middle lane. KJ together with Alice, they are standing together, but 3 of them for the side of Clover in the middle. They might go in for the dive as Apule still trying to defend his area, and the dive has happened, and Clover gets their first kill.
Agreed, but as of now, this is going to be a very, very difficult situation to be in, and it is just very, very difficult. TY, however, looking for a little bit of an ambush. Unfortunately, doesn't seem to be able to do too much just because of how the game sense coming from Clover as well when it comes to map awareness. But TY going for the flicker, not exactly sure what he's going to do about this, but VV are going to be out of position as well. But this is a Valentina we're talking about. He's going to be able to escape this, but I'm a little bit surprised he does have the hard guard available. It looks like they are going to try and force a fight as well. Deadly Catch comes in. It is going to be the hard guard out on Ardem looking to go for a big boy damage, but JJ with the meteor shower is going to scare him off. So he's going to respect this and back off as of yet. But it seems like there is going to be more fights happening available, but as you can see, this is going to be a game coming in. The retribution loss is going to be Smos Sne's favor as they look to punish this, but I don't think he's going to do too much. But look at his Mano. Does he want to? But nope, he is going to back off for a little more objectives.
Okay, here we go. So at least the objective has been taken. And now Niker was the one that went down, about 4-2. But we can see that Smos Sne, they do have an advantage in terms of a goal. Although it's not that big, but it's about 1,000. So it's going to be okay now. Now that we will be heading into the 5th minute. The turret energy will be dropped at this moment as Mano tries to go in alone onto feet. But he's a tank. You don't want to be the one to engage onto him as he has teammates around him. VV as well as Arda. I'm going to give the backup, but now they're putting focus on the bottom lane as they see where exactly Niker is at. But Niker senses something, senses a movement onto the bottom lane, backs out of the bottom lane. But the top lane, we can see that small Sole. Now 3v1, it should be enough to take him down, but he just moves too fast that he cannot be taken down.
Agreed. But meanwhile, bottom side as well, we do see Clover trying to make an exact play as well. Niker going for the wall charge to actually go in for the counter engagement, but unfortunately the wall charge damage is not enough to clear the minions. So that is going to be the minions secured by Apule. And that's the beauty of the Popo Koopa. If you leave this Popo Koopa alone in the lane rather and give him a free turret, he is going to be able to chunk through those turrets very, very easily.
So talking about chunking through turrets, I think the first one is going to happen very, very soon. As you can see, the top lane engagement. Now VV is kind of in trouble. VV tries to get away from this, but backup has arrived. VV will survive this, but the turret will not, as Alice will be hunted down by Popo and Koopa. Alice tries to get away, and yes, he will. No one gets sacrificed except for the turret at the top lane. And now we will see the next objective. The total will be up in about 5 more seconds. And it seems that Smos Sne, they are ready for it. Ling is around the turtle. Turtle spawn and Ling will start on the turtle. Mano will be the man on the mission. But then again, on the side of Clover, they are on to the turtle. They know that Mano is currently there. They might try to want to steal it away. And looks like the turtle will be taken by Mano. And now they're trying to get more kills. Vivi with his next one to go down in the middle lane. You can see that Apule super, super low. But Mano, can he secure the kill? Yes, he can.
Yep, and this is going to be very, very difficult to be in this situation as well. And it seems like based on this match itself, Smos Sne, they're barely hanging on as well. But in terms of combat mechanics, I feel like Clover, they have a better one when it comes to teamfight, just because of how beautiful the balancing and everything is able. But I like how Smos Sne is taking advantage that, hey, this is how you play an Angela Link combo, right? when it comes to this kind of engagements, it's really, really difficult to run away. And you look at this, they're able to dominate so early in the game, but it all comes down to execution, right? Clover, it's a little bit difficult for them to actually catch a link just because of how they need to rely on the perfect catch or on the perfect burst to burst him down. But if they manage to do so, it's very difficult for Smos Sne to take a 5v5 fight. They only need to stall and take the initial run burst coming from the link, and after that, everything is going to be in their favor.
Yeah, now I really want to what's their strategy to try to catch a link, but let's think about that in a little bit more as Nika almost taken down. Good thing he has backup from Cheche. And now at the forefront, could they be able to get Ling? BB, and yes they will. And Ling will secure that kill. Yawai now super low, and Ling will get another one, but double kill will be given to Cheche. And he tries to secure the kill onto Soleil, but Soleil is just tanky enough.
Yep, this is going to be a very, very difficult spot because right now Clover, they have to go in for the reset. They've lost a little bit too much members in Smos Sne. They are going to try and get a little bit more turret for this as well. Guess what? Getting middle turret means they can't easily transition for the Lord in case anything happens. Clover is not going to be able to do too much, but looks like they are slowly making their way through at the border tower as well. As you can see, Mano trying to make rotations coming from Clover to go down so they can immediately start the Lord. And you can see the rest of the teammates already on its way. Mano, however, needs to make a run for it. Vivi is there, but unfortunately, there's only so much can do. So that's going to be an easy lock coming from Smos Sne unless Clover forces an engagement right now. Do they have time? I don't think they do. It seems like they're coming.
Will they? They might be able to do so, but unfortunately they cannot as Mano secures that kill onto the Lord. And now we can see here one by one. Double kill awarded to Niker, and as well as double kill to TY. And now it's falling apart. Wipe out towards Clover.
Oh my goodness, that is so unlucky coming in from Clover. Oh my goodness, that is not something that we kind of expect to happen as well. But as of yet, this is the way to go as Smos Sne looking to close out the game. They've got 10k network and they're running, and they might be actually closing out the game just like that. This is just so difficult to watch, but Clover, they're back online. They still want to fight this, and I don't know. This seems like a very difficult comeback game to be played if considering that how Clover is just so underfarmed as of yet.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the gap now. It's like 10k in terms of goal. At the same time, they have the Lord and the bottom lane putting pressure. They have all the lanes shoved in as well. Smos Sne is currently in the driver's seat.
Yep, I definitely agree, but as of yet, you can see the Lord is going to be pushing down from bottom side as well, and just like that, the Lord is going to be knocking onto the crystal itself. Mano also chipping away the middle tower as well. They use the daily catch, zone them off, Vader Link pulls them back, but his drop is so low, but Soleil now goes for Riot. Looks like they are going to be able to pick up Niker. Niker is going to be stranded as well. The hard guy is not going to be able to keep it too much. Meteor Shower not doing too much. Alice also going to be stranded. Flickers away, tries to make a run for it, and it's going to be A-OK, and it's going to be the redemption points that Clover need. Getting Niker, getting TY, those are huge kills, and also economy swing for their team.
Unfortunately, Clover couldn't push any further as they need to put focus onto the minions onto the top lane, as well as the bottom lane is going to be pushing onto their turret as they will need to reset themselves as well, because the next objective, the next Lord, will be up in about 16 more seconds. They need to be prepared for that.
Yep, I definitely agree. It seems like this is going to be the way to go. Purple buff comes in, and Mano, oh, you're all by yourself. This is not good. He goes for a dive. He might actually press around. Tempest Blade comes in. The Heart's Guard is also going to keep him alive, but fortunately for him, Cheche is in the vicinity to zone him off, and Clover, they have made a mistake. Goes for Rafa Dryads, but unfortunately not going to be able to do too much as they completely run for their dear lives.
Oh, fortunately for him indeed, as his backup is there, and now with those a few kills on the Soleil as well as feet, it could open up some opportunity for them to push in to the middle lane, as there's only about 30% more of the turret left. And now they're currently in. Niker's at the forefront, but Niker almost down, but Niker survives it.
Oh, great Fatal Links as well, pulls them back to get a trade. Apu Lei still alive, down was 1 HP. They've lost their main wave clear, and that's going to be Ardem. And look at this, Smos Sne, they're pushing them to the turrets. They get another one as well. TY, however, going to be a little bit of trouble as well. Feeder Yawai looking for the catch. Can he get him? Nope. Looks like does not want to over-engage as well. Weavy does have the Tempest of Blade on this Valentina. Needs to be careful. Needs to go for the big setup. But Clover, they're slowly picking up in terms of economy. But as of yet, it's not over yet. But Smos Sne continuing with the aggression. Looks like they are not going to focus a lot. They are looking for a pickoff, and Clover, they're a little bit afraid to go for the push. But seems like Beat will be opening up the map. They do scout this out for now.
Oh, Nike at the forefront as well, opening up the map, but then again they get the catch onto Beat, and Beat goes down!
No, Vivi tried to go for the burst on the Beatrix. Unfortunately, messed up the timing of the Tempest Blade. Immediately gets bursted down. And just like that, Smos Sne is going to focus on the Lord. And Clover, they're just losing out so much in terms of their economy and objectives. And just like that, Smos Sne, they are going to come on top. Big major item purchases as well. Winter Trunkin, Blade of Despair. Sorry, not Blade of Despair. Blade of Heptasis as well coming from Niker means more overall CC damage. And Clover, I don't know how they're going to be able to defend this. Our damage is close to 15, so this is going to be a big boy damage coming from the rain very, very soon.
I mean, this is super tough, right? The moment the Lord shows up and starts to knock on the door, they can just put focus on the top lane and take that turret down, and that means that they have absolute entrance into Clover's base. And from then on, it's going to be super tough for Clover. And their gold gap as well is about 10k difference. Not to mention the kill gap is significant as well. Clover, they need to win the fight in their base. That's their only option.
Agree, but here comes the zoning coming with the Beatrix as well. The Lord is going to be following in, but seems like Clover, they are going to lure the Lord up top, trying to lose the inhibitor rather than contest the turret. They have to go all out. Deadly catch match is a big one. The Fatal Link comes in. Smos Sne, they're taking a bit too much damage, but they cannot focus the minions. They cannot focus on the crystals. Just like that, Smos Sne walked into the biggest wombo combo in their lives.
Oh, Clover just got themselves a second chance now. Now that they got Niker together with TY, and now they just need to defend. They need to shove off the wave. But with this currently happening, that means they don't have an opportunity to come out of their base. When are they going to come out if they need to continue to shove it out?
Yeah, this is so difficult to play, and oh my goodness, you hate to see what this is happening as well, because Clover is just having a very hard time. But because of that play, they might have just saved their tournament lives just like that for a brief moment, because Smos Sne right now, they are struggling to find the damage. They don't exactly have the burst anymore, just because they're relying on the Beatrix, they're relying on the Tempest with Bloods, but eventually, coming to this game, they will have the items to tank through all this initial burst.
Now, I think Smos Sne, because they are in the driver's seat, they know that they have the advantage. All they need to do is not to get wiped out. So they're going to play this a little bit more safely. They're going to try to get the next objective, but Cheche might be picked off.
Oh no.
Cheche now
Oh
in trouble.
no.
Cheche will be shot down.
Big catch coming in from that. Harsgard are going to be completely whiffing the bars, but not doing too much. Deadly catch will be expended as well. But VV now getting dived on. 5-win Tempest Blade, but Mano doesn't have the damage to do so. He is going to get chunked away as Ardam looking for some big boy damage. And this is the bait that we have been talking for a very long time. And look at this, it's gonna start hitting really hard as well. TY looking for the one-shot combo. Goes to attempt on Ardem, but guess what, he's gonna get caught off. TY, he needs to make a run for it. He sidesteps his way through, but he gets Shane CC, and Abule will catch him off guard. And just like that, they lose the fight. And now the rest of the members of Smos Sne is gonna get kicked off, and that is gonna be a reverse wipeout coming from Clover.
TY, what just happened? What did you do? I mean, come on, man. It's a 1v5 or a 2v5 at most. And he just gave that away.
Oh my god, he tried to go for the one shot. He thought he had a lot of damage to shut down this Bane. The shotgun was smart, but what happened was that he flickered forward. He got one shot in. He could not transition to the next combo because immediately Apule went for the counter engagement. The stuns comes in. Feeder Yawa was able to chain stun him as well, and because of that, he was just completely shut down. Just so unlucky in that trade-off. Very bold decision though.
Very bold, and well, not that beautiful, unfortunately. You have at least 3 tank-ish heroes on the side of Clover, and you decide to go in for it. But now Mano tries to make it up as Mano tries to solo push onto the top lane, but now he's being caught out by Feet, but Feet can't really do much.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness!
But couldn't do it! Feet 1v1 against Mano. He could win this, but Mano counters back on the Feet, but now with the help of the turret, Feet will survive.
No! He actually died. He thought he got the kill. All the turret damage was able to keep him up. This is a mistake from Smos Sne. They thought they counted on top. Great plays coming from Peter Yawai, and now RDM gonna get another kill out of top of the wall. Clover is back in the game. The biggest comeback lead I've ever seen in my history of watching MLBB. What, 12k deficit? Now 50-50 after 3 consecutive victory fights coming from Clover.
What? That was insane. How did they win? I mean, come on, man. It's against a Ling, and you don't disrespect a Ling like that. And this could open up a lot of opportunity. They're taking out turret after turret. Now the top turret will be taken down by Clover. Clover might get a second top turret. There's still enough time. At the same time, on the middle, the fight is happening. And he's trying to take down Niker. Niker now down to 50% health, but yet again, he has 2 lives. You don't want to overcommit onto Niker.
Okay, back up, guys. Smos Sne, they've got to respect them now because Clover, they were pretty underfarmed. Now, not anymore. No. They cannot afford to play some YOLO plays again. They've got to play as a team. And based on this 50-50 matchup composition right now, they don't seem to have enough damage to chunk through, like you said, the front line tanks. The back queue as well, coming from the Link is starting to wear off as well. And Clover, they have the immortalities to sustain through the fights as long as they want. This is a very risky play. You can see Smos Sne, they're a little bit hesitant to actually come into the fight as well. They're sending out Mano for the split push to hopefully try to make the miracle split push again. But is it going to happen though?
Okay, he can try, but then again, Clover, they'll be like, nope, we did that. We know how to do it. That means we know how to deal with it as well. And not much opportunity for Mano. Yes, he got the top turret, but he couldn't shove the minion wave in. As Solly as well as Arnav tries to hunt him down, but then again, we all know that a Link is super mobile. It's impossible for them to catch him.
Yep, 20 seconds left on the clock as well. Nope, apparently the Lord has been spawned, but it looks like they are going to try and force a desperate situation as well. Smos Sne, they need to make a run for it as well. Clover, they finally catch him as well. They did catches him off guard, but they need to make a run as well. Peter Yawai will be able to pull back the Grog. Niker is going to be focused on as well. Great catch coming for him. And the AoE CCs coming from B3 is not going to be enough to chunk them now. They lose Niker. They need to make a run for it. And this time, the Lord is going to be out for grabs. And Clover, they still have those immortalities available.
Oh, Niker currently down. This could be opportunity for Clover to get the Lord.
TY.
Is going for the back lane.
Oh no, TY, he needs to make a run for it as well. Daily catches him up, but no, he pops the Winter Trunk and he's out of position. He's gonna get focused off. That is a mistake. And now the meteor shower with the counter engagement is not gonna be able to do too much. Oh no, TY, he was a little bit afraid with the Winter Trunk, and because of that, now Clover knocking into the bases of Smos Sne. They're making the biggest comeback in history, and they've done it. They're dragging it to his game. Number 3, we get to see it right here, right now. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness indeed. Take the Link, take the Grog, not a problem. We're going to show you how we're going to deal with, and in fact they did. They dealt with a 12k gold deficit.
Oh my goodness. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. The wombo combos with the fatal links, with the deadly catch. Oh, that was so good. Oh, that was... Feels bad for Smos Sne, man. I'm pretty sure that is a full tilt moment right there.
Yes, if only Ling didn't do the solo attempt, they could have stand a chance. But because they did the solo attempt, it just went all the way down.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. But of course, let's take a look at the highlights brought to you by Samsung Galaxy A series in case you miss out on Game 2's action. This was, oh my goodness, so... Dude, what is this game? Like two games in a row in this best of 3 series. This is a grand final worthy game. And look at how close it gets, right? What I was expecting was like, hey, look at this. Both there, they're just winning all this fight. They're completely dominating Clover in every single situation, right? They were just coming on top. The Ling and Angela were just so oppressive, and to a point that they're able to dive towers after towers and able to just come up scot-free. And it felt like a hopeless moment coming from Clover to actually make a comeback. We all thought for a second that, hey, this might be the GG game coming from Smos Sne. And what I did not expect was that somehow that defense coming from Clover into his later stage game is what got them alive, which I want to take a look into it later on in those highlights.
Bruh, we thought it was a GG game the moment the draft kicked in, when they got the draw together with the Link, and the
Angela as well.
And the Angela as well, and it was almost a GG moment towards the late stage of the game, but at the later stages, somehow the comeback just happened. This is a miracle run.
Yeah. Even when it comes to the wave clear, right, you can see that Clover was struggling to defend against all these wave clears because of their skills, right? They heavily relied on RDM to make this kind of pushes, but unfortunately, there were just so many moments where, oh, we didn't get to see the later stage of the game. But those clips was just unfortunate, right? Because I believe that moment, it was Smos Sne trying to make like a 5-man GG push of the Crystal.
Yeah.
What they did not expect was that they clumped up a little bit too close, got caught up by like a 5-man Fatal Link in towards a big daily catch, was just what caught them off guard. But that was just so close. But let's take a look at items real quick as well. Seems like Che was full slaughtered. Look at this. Full slaughtered on Jade. Full slaughtered on TY. Full slaughtered on Mano. Almost full slaughtered on Niker. Even the support Angela does have almost near full slaughter. Whereas Clover is just able to make a comeback even though they lost so much. And it's just so unlucky. All they needed was one play and they got it.
Yeah, they just needed that one play. And man, what can I say about it, right? Like, okay, on Clover, this was a team effort as well. Like, everyone held on to their role, everyone held on to the lanes, everyone took a good, very late game fight as well. It's very hard to pick out the MVP from Clover, if you ask me.
Oh, honestly, I think Feed or Yawa has gotta get it, because that he definitely got some really good catches with the Fatal Link. He was the reason why they're able to make a comeback. He's got 5 kills as a tank, so I feel like he should be the MVP. I might be wrong, but I don't know. He set up like really good catches for the team.
Yeah, well, but it's going to be Ardam here being awarded with the MVP with a KD of 3-11, and I guess it's because his kill participation. He's like 82% kill participation. I mean, he's been in every fight, and I think this is the highest so far that we've seen.
Yeah, I think it's pretty close to the highest, but it's not the highest. I believe the highest was like, what, 90%? Almost 90%, 86, okay. 86 something, somewhere around there. But still, 82 is still pretty close.
Yeah.
But what I'm really surprised is that they actually made a mistake. That was just a small mistake. They should have won the game. Done. Clover was very smart in finding an opportunity. The Fatal Link 5-man one was something that I did not expect. Usually, when you start a fight, right, we tend to lose sense of our positioning. We tend to like just go all in. Hey, someone's getting counted out. We want to help them out. And considering that how close they were with the Crystal, the Lord was already pushing in towards the base as well.
Yep.
Was what making like, oh, you know what? We gotta protect the Lord. You know, we gotta take a little bit of damage here so we can win the fight. But immediately with a big daily catch that just completely ignores the Lord, ignores the minions, whatever, right? 5-man clump to it, immediately Arden just chunked their way through. So it's no surprises why he was the MVP. But without that play coming from Yawai, it would not have been possible, because that one mistake was not super costly. It was a big mistake, all right? Don't get me wrong. It was a big mistake from Smos Sne. It was still capitalizable. But we do not take credit away from Clover, because even though it was a small mistake, they still would have an opportunity to lose that game.
Exactly.
And they were able to find pickoffs after pickoffs after pickoffs. Even that 1v1 moment where you said it was between the Link versus the sorry, what was it again? The Fatal Link guy, Atlas, sorry. On top, right? 1v1. Yeah. Even in that matchup, it was like, oh, he should not have won that.
Yeah.
The Link should have won that hands down. Yeah. But he was able to use the Fatal Link, pull the turret, drop him low enough, force the hard guard, and survive the brunt, forcing the Link to be killed by the turret, forcing the Angela to be out of position, and it's just like chain reactions after chain reactions, which kind of like a domino effect, just tearing apart an economy for Smos Sne and make a comeback, which was insane.
Yeah, I know, right? Everyone thought, when I'm watching this, okay, he's gonna die. If he loses that fight, basically it's all over. Link
Yeah.
will push in, he will take the turret, will push in straight, will finish up the crystal. But that was a fight that he could not afford to lose, and I think his teammates owe it to him for that. That was a really good point there.
Yeah, I feel like game 1, game 2 is more like, oh, they won game 1 by ratting. You know, they won game 1 by split pushing, by ratting all the way through. Came up on top. Yep, hoping game 2 is gonna happen as well. But I believe Clover has learned their lesson. This final game 3 is gonna be interesting. It's all about cheese strategies now. It's now a full reset.
Man.
They've got a little bit better understanding. It's a full reset. We know Smos Sne messed up the drop in game number 2. Game 3, do they recover from this tilt? Because if it was me, I would have tilted and just like, you know what, I don't want to play this game no more. I'm sorry, Sam, I would have thrown this phone and like, oh my god, I would have raged. And even if I throw this phone, I feel like this phone would have survived. It's like really, really solid. Not gonna lie. We did a drop test off screen before. It is really, really solid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's not admit that we did it off screen. Yeah.
Don't tell Samsung. But we actually did. But wait, no, we didn't do. We didn't do the drop test. Yeah, it was all a joke. Yeah, all right. It was all a joke. We didn't do it. Yeah. So it was. That's the thing, right? Like, how do you recover from that tilt? Like, were you playing it as a happy moment? Or do we play it as a chill moment? I'm not exactly sure. But of course, if you guys are just tuning in to the match itself, let's take a look at the rundown real quick on how it all went down for today's match in day number 2 here at the MLBB All-Star International stage.
Yeah, so earlier today, well, if you just joined us, it was against one trick against a NEVERWIN, and NEVERWIN won quite cleanly 2-0. So we'll be seeing NEVERWIN in the finals. That's going to happen tomorrow. And earlier, we saw Smos Sne versus Clover. Smos Sne won the first game, but what an amazing comeback from Clover for game number 2, bringing us to game number 3. And this is, of course, match point for both of them. The winner will meet NEVERWIN in the grand finals tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's just a crazy, crazy game. But what do we do now? I feel like. Do you think they'll rat on us?
Probably not.
You know?
No. I think they love us enough.
Yeah.
Same.
Did they rat on us that we actually did it? There's no video proof, right? So if Samsung decides to, you know, file a lawsuit on us, do you think it was gonna be fine?
Or they can just give us the one that we did the drop test.
But that's the thing, we've got to pay for it.
Then
I don't want to pay for it.
Well, it's worth to pay for, you know.
I know it's worth to pay, but I don't want to pay for it because well, technically it's our fault. We gotta do it. So you know what? If you guys want to know how much it is here, you can actually check out on their website as well. It's www.samsung.com/g because it is a pretty solid phone. It's got 64 megapixels quad camera, immersive display, 5G internet connection as well as, of course, a very, very resistant phone. And what I mean resistant is water resistant with IP67 features. But of course, without further ado, we're going to be jumping straight into the final game for this semi-finals because eventually the winner of this upcoming match is going to be facing off with their opponents NEVERWIN in the grand finals for tomorrow's All-Star match. So this is going to be the final match for today. Woo-wee! Be sure to share that match. Be sure to tell your friends because this is a close match that you do not want to miss out because I'm not gonna lie, this series, the best out of all the matches we've casted so far in day 1, day 2. This is the best we've seen so far.
No doubt. This was an amazing match, and now I can't wait to see the bands again. I'm gonna see those cheese bands again. I'm gonna see like a Layla band, a Minotaur band, which doesn't answer why.
Okay, Smos Sne, you know, it's all about the memes, man. We're all about the memes. We're all about having fun. I feel like they can, if they're confident enough, they could have. But based on game 2, I felt like Smos Sne should have won that. I don't think the meme drafts it's
It wasn't a meme draft.
Not bad as well. It just made things interesting for us because there's just so many heroes, right?
Yeah.
They got what they wanted. They got the Angela, they got the Link, they got the Grok. So it's something that it is manageable. So I feel like when it comes to that situation, they should be able to do it. But the question here is not about what they can or cannot. the question here is it all in the head.
Yeah.
Are they in their right headspace?
Yeah.
Are they tilted from game 2, or were they really having the best time of their life? Because they were playing, both teams were just playing out of their minds.
Yeah.
And when it comes to fatigue, right? 2 really, really long games, game 1 and game 2, was extremely long. It was very, very, I would say, detailed or high mechanically high mechanics gameplay, right? It's gonna be exhausting.
Yeah.
Who is gonna be more tired? Or what I mean, who's gonna be exhausted in game 3? That's gonna be my second question coming to either these teams. But nevertheless, these are your all-stars we were talking about. Let us take a look at what they have to say in game number 3.
You know, for a moment there, I thought that are we casting the MPL or are we casting a
it felt like an MPL. It definitely felt like one.
MPL finals.
Yeah.
At that point.
It felt like a grand finals worthy game. Feels like a grand finals worthy game. Anything can happen. That's the beauty about games and competitive, right?
Yeah.
Anything can happen, expected and unexpected, even though it may look like a one-sided game. But sometimes, one right play, one miracle play changes things. And that's what we as casters live for. And that's, you know, I don't know about you guys at home. This is where legends are made, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Okay.
Moments like that is where you see legendary players come up online.
Oh yeah, absolutely agree. Okay, so now for the first few bands, okay, they're going back for a serious band. It's not a meme band. We don't see a Minotaur now. Okay, one month, so this is a decent band.
Alright.
Yeah. So, but unless they pick a Minotaur for a second band. Okay, Karina.
No.
Is a serious band. Okay, they're going all in for this final round.
It's a little bit more standard now. No more joking around. No more serious. You know, somebody's got getting scolded. Somebody's getting their paycheck cut out. No, maybe not. They're not a team together, but they're just playing here as all-stars, which of course you guys, as the fans voted for them. But this is I don't know, man. Like I feel like this is just standard bands now.
Yeah.
It's either standard band or they are playing this extremely safe. But I definitely agree that they've got to take the Grok away. Grok is something that both teams has played. I feel it's a little... Okay, if I want to compare, right? 2 games in a row, Valentina has kind of snuck into this game. Won them really well. Very convincing played by TY from game 1. A little bit lacking from BB in game number 2. So, I feel like Valentina, if it's in the hand of Clover, maybe Smos Sne is a little bit more confident. Or do they take the risk? Because I feel like the Valentina on Smos Sne was very scary to play with.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Clover might pick the Valentina as the first pick.
Ling as well, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's another one as well. Ling, what else? I think a Belleric, we might see a Belleric again, considering that they banned out the Grok. Maybe the other option of a tank would be a Belleric, so it is relevant.
Yeah, I think Belleric is something that Clover is very comfortable with. But I feel like now, seeing that Angela has been banned, having the last phase banned in the first phase, Smos Sne has 2 options. Do they ban the Ling, or do they ban the Valentina? Which one are they more comfortable to deal with? And I feel like the Ling was something that they nearly lost in game number 1. But instead of going for it, they're going for the Beatrix instead. So immediately, first pick coming in from the side of Clover with the Valentina. Something that I think Smos Sne can manage. Do they pick the Ling again? Yes, they do for Mano.
Yeah, no brainer. You gotta pick the Ling.
Yep.
But now what will replace the Grok? Grok was the standard pick. Angela is banned as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You're not going to see a Angela combo together with any of these other combinations. Well, what do you think will be the next pick here for Clover? Oh yeah, Bane. Yeah.
Okay, I think the Bane is fine, but I feel like they could have went for something else. I'm not a big fan of Bane against Assassin matchup, right? But it can work well if you get a very, very good combo. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Atlas again. Clover can look to go for it again, considering that it has given them a little bit more success. But, yep, they are going to go for the Atlas again, going for the one more combo, double or nothing. That's going to be the play right now. They won in game 2, you know what, double or nothing. Seeing from Smos Sne's perspective, Clover is playing, it's got like 3 out of 5 of the heroes, identical drafts coming from game number 2. Smos Sne, they must know that something's happening. Now it's on them to adapt.
Bruh, I mean the Atlas won a 1v1 against a lane. I think it deserves to be back in this round for sure. But they're gonna pull off your favorite hero. The Marsha is being pulled out, and smartly enough, they're gonna think that okay, a Belleric is probably gonna be in it, and no, they're gonna stop the Belleric. But what's gonna stop the Marsha?
They smell the trend. You know, we saw the Marsha being banned from Clover. We saw the Marsha appear once during group stages from Smos Sne. I feel like it's smart to get it now, but I like how Smos Sne is just testing their waters, right? They realize that Clover has been picking a lot of the Belleric. Why not just put Soleil in a situation where he's forced to show a different hand? So, as of yet, what is going to happen? But it seems like Clover, they are going to ban a Chang'e just because of Che-Che's hero. But I believe Che-Che has been able to play other main heroes. We've seen the Sicilian early on as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. We did see the Kagura ban as well, which is something that they can consider. But, oh, looks like they are going to ban Che-Che's hero.
There's going to be a Sicilian out. Okay.
I think Yves is not bad for him. Oh, okay, Veil. Hovering on Veil.
Hovering on Veil? I don't remember seeing a Veil throughout this tournament.
I think we saw one. I think we saw one, but I don't remember who was it that played. But specifically, I can't remember. It was like yesterday or the day today. I can't remember which one. But it seems like Kagura is going to be the go-to strategy, and considering that game 1 Clover did ban it off against them, so they are going to pick the Kagura themselves, so a little bit more sustains, a little bit more mobility to play with. Meanwhile, the carry is a great way to deal with a Marsha, however, not enough tank heroes to actually deal with, but do they want to take the risk? Seems like they will try to take the risk as well as they go for the carry. Meanwhile, Smos Sne, they have their final pick, which is going to be potentially the roamer or the XP laner to deal with this in case they go for something a little bit crazy. But it seems like Smos Sne, they are going to go for the Rafaela again. Alice was one of the key factors for them to go for the push and pull effect, but it seems like Smos Sne, they are looking for a very similar poking strategy from game number 1.
And interesting enough, Clover went for the strategy where they have 3 different kind of tank heroes. So this is rather interesting. So they're going to back in a lot on BB as well as Foley to pull in the kills. Especially Foley, in fact, because a carry is super strong in the late game. So maybe they're setting up for a late game strat.
I guess if you put it that way. But I feel like carry now in the recent batches as well is come up online in a situation where it doesn't scale, like it doesn't require to scale super late game. A little bit earlier now compared to before, but its strength shines where it is fighting against tanky compositions, right? But without I'm looking forward to see how it all happens when it comes to their what's it called? Their itemizations. Is it building for Golden Staff, or are they gonna go for the bursty style? But without further ado, we're gonna be jumping straight into what's game number 3, the final decider match of who is going to be our next final grand finalist for tomorrow to face up against Team NEVERWIN.
Oh man, a decider match. It's always super interesting. So now, let's see, as probably the first one could be given onto the other side. So it could be Nika going down, but Nika, nope, still survives it. Not a problem. I mean, Feet, yes, we did see a 1v1 versus thing and didn't work out, but well, it's still very early in this game. It's still level 1, level 2, so it's fine.
Niker, this is how this is toxic, man. Like, look at this. Niker just going in, you know, comes out scot-free, absolutely nothing you can do. Best part is well, Niker's got the sprint, so it's not gonna be an easy thing to actually harass. As of yet, Niker doing a fantastic job. They're calling the Rafaela, going for a little bit more harassment as apparently they are gonna be able to find a little bit more room to work with. BB, however, going to be on the mid lane against Che-Che. It seems like BB is going to be winning up the matchup in the middle lane.
Okay, so Niker is not comfortable on his lane at least. So gotta hope that they go away, open up space onto the other side, because you can see that the top lane now it's being controlled by TY, and TY is the one that has a lot of space.
Yeah, I definitely agree. This seems to be a very difficult situation to be in coming in from them. But as of yet, it seems like there is going to be a little bit more engagements coming in. As you can see, Mano going to be running for his dear life. Doesn't have the purple buff. VV looking for a fight. He's going to take a little bit too much damage, and that's not looking good. He's going to be able to escape this, but he is gonna be in a lot of pressure coming from them. But look at this, they are gonna try and force a fight. So Smos Sne on the red side is gonna play this a little bit risky, but the turtle from the side of Clover is gonna be on its way.
Oh, check this out. They try to steal the buff away. But
Oh, break Holy Baptism.
Nice on Mano, and Mano looks like he still survives, but the turtle will be taken down.
Oh no, he loses the purple buff as well from Mano. That is great zonings coming from Team Clover to aggress that, and because of that play, the Holy Baptism steal from VB was just able to oppress them. So that was a huge play coming from him. Meanwhile, here comes TY. That's gonna be the harassments coming in, but this is a Popo Kuba in early stages game. This is not exactly that super scary, but Yawai gonna be able to stall them in this track. So that's gonna be a little bit of reset. Meanwhile, all this stall is happening on the top side. We do see Apule getting a decent amount of chunks onto his gold platings on the tier 1.
Oh yeah, Apule taking advantage of the absence from the other side. And now Apule back onto the lane, but then again TY together with Alice. Apule cannot overcommit. I guess he knows, he has information that there's a rotation made by 2 of his opponents. So he's gonna chill for now as he gets back up from Adam.
Oh, looks like here comes the Phantom Link and the Daily Catch. They're going to be focusing on TY. TY is going to get focused down. That's going to be a first blood on towards Ardam. As Smos there, they have to be a little bit careful, but looks like they are going to try and go commit as well as Mano tries to make something work. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the energy to continue to do so just because of the purple buff being stolen early on. This is not looking good for him. Manika, however, dropping a little bit low, but this is going to mash out we're talking about. So he's going to be able to sustain through the lanes. Gets another HP bar in the final tick, and he's going to be A-okay.
Yeah, he's going to be fine for now. Definitely, Masha is super, I would say, independent. He can stay on the lane alone for a long time, but Apule in trouble, almost at the last tick of help.
Great sprint coming in, but looks like there's going to be a force fight coming in as well. Deadly Catch comes in. Unfortunately, will be whiffing coming from Ardam. Meanwhile, the rest of Smos there, they're going to try and re-engage this. They manage to catch on Ardam, and that's huge. Final Link comes in, catches on towards Cheche, but unfortunately, not that should be all. But as of yet, that is going to be a punish coming from Smos Sne as they get the kill. Mano now down to his last health. He's actually going for the turtle. This is risky. Oh my goodness, what is he thinking? He's going to make a run for it. Temple Break comes in, but VV, can he get a kill? And he gets the kill. And that is going to be VV punishing that overly aggressive jungle. The greedy ones, but Niker is still alive. He wants to fight him off. He gets the charm and takes the carrier apart, and that is going to be the comeback that Smos Sne needs.
He kind of overcommitted onto the turtle. He should have just backed out the moment he sees BB coming in, but then again it was too late for him as BB comes in, takes him down. Man, he should have just backed out there.
Oh, very slow one indeed. Very unfortunate, unlucky. But Team Clover, on the blue side, they are going to be able to play this a little bit safer now. But at the same time, Ardam, he's doing a fantastic job keeping up in terms of economy with this Link who's currently struggling throughout the entirety of the fight. He's under-leveled as well from Mano, who's like 1 level behind Ardam. It's not an ending of the world yet, but it's still very concerning for now.
Oh, let's look at the top lane, and now Nika together with Smos Sne, they're just gonna chill at the top, just putting pressure, opening up space by the bottom lane. We can see that TY is going to go up against Speed together with Arda, but yes, Smos Sne together with Alice as a backup. VB is going to go in for the jungle invade.
Yup, and now here comes the Holy Baptism, connects on VB, and he's going to be able to use Tempest Blade to sidestep his way through. Break outplay coming in. However, here comes the re-engagement. TY won't get the easy pickoff as the Popo Kuba times up really nice. However, he's looking for a little bit too much. This is going to be a very greedy play, but they need to find a way to deal with this double tank composition, which is very tanky to deal with. Demon Hunter Sword purchase might be a good option for the Popo and Koopa. However, this Masha continues to be obnoxious as he can to try for the split push potential. Niker is on 2-on-1 on the Masha. Meanwhile, the Blade of Despair purchase on TY is available.
Yeah, they have a double tank composition. On top of that, they have a carry that has a huge burst damage potential towards the late game especially. So they need to find a way to deal with when it reaches that stage as well. So there's 2 things that they need to think of on how to deal with. But at the same time, pressure onto the mid lane as VB tries to get that mid turret, but it's not going to be as easy as Cheche together with Alice is going to defend it.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult one. Apule level 8, farming it very efficiently as well. So that's going to be a little bit of babysitting coming from Clover. Meanwhile, Smos Sne, they still have a long way to go. Niker's got the Sky Garden helmet, so that's going to be a big purchase coming from the Masha. However, can he do a little bit too much? Because we do see mid presence coming in. Niker is getting harassed by Soleil, but what can a Hylos do? Not that much apparently for now, but Alice gonna get caught off, forces a flicker. As you can see, there's gonna be Niker baiting out. He's got 3 health bars, but is it gonna be able to contest? Nope, they will not, and that's gonna be a turtle ball secured by Clover. Hadori's Prophet comes in, they are gonna catch Alice, and that should be all. Che gonna be able to escape the brunt of it all. So that is going to be the disengagement coming in. Meanwhile, Smos Sne also going to be cutting the creep waves to try and make a little bit more plays out of the situation. Niker going to be okay for now.
Yeah, definitely not going to overcommit onto Niker. He's tanky, he has mobility as well, able to run away fairly quickly, and you don't want to go all out onto him, but if you want to go, you got to get back up, and it's going to be 3-on-1, but Niker managed to get away somehow.
Yep, Niker makes a run for it as well. Mano tries to make a little bit more play, doesn't have the energy to do so. He is going to try and show his face, but seeing that so many members, he's going to make a run for it. Niker, however, sprinting away, getting a HP bar. Seems like there is going to be a trade-off coming from Smos Sne. They try to get middle turret, they won't get it, but a Fatal Links is going to catch off TY as he gets bursted down.
Oh, that's another kill there, given the side of Clover. And TY now losing his own life. But then again, the gap is still not too far. It's about 2k when it comes to goals. But then again, the middle turret will be taken out by Niker, 1v2.
Agreed. Niker is still having a fun time here. Middle turret from the side of Smos Sne is going to be taken out down middle. Alice needs to back off, but over, they are looking to get a little bit more map presence. Look at this. They're setting up for the purple buff to deny the Ling, the purple buff. Or they try and make a Tempest Niker, but seems like they are going to be split off as well as VV is going to get caught out, uses Tempest Blade, but won't get burst down. And now this tier 2 is dropping very low. Arden pops his daily catch low. They focus in round. Fatal Link misses the mark, but it is going to do some big boy damage. Arden with the turtle buff drops him low. Che sights his way through, but survives it all. Unfortunately, the sacrificial lamb will be the Alice instead, but it is definitely worth it because they are getting bodies as a trade. Mano getting a purple buff now, looking for the 1v1 fights, but doesn't want to risk it. He's learned his lesson from the previous game.
Oh, a lot of worthy trades there earlier on at the bottom lane. We saw that Soleil managed to get a double kill before sacrificing himself as well. So it's going to be okay. It's going to be a good trade there, 2 for 1 life. Definitely well worth it. At the same time, this opened up space for them to take the Lord, and it should be okay. But now we have the Marshall Niker coming in.
They've got to force the issue. Niker is a little bit slowed up. The Lord is going to be grabbed off as Clover will secure it. Mano, however, going to be learning, using the same tactic from game 1 and 2 as he goes for the split push. The rat he is, gets a tier 2 up top. But was it worth it? Because now, with the first Lord in the hands of Clover, Clover is going to be looking to go in for the oppressive plays.
Oh, they're waiting for the right moment. Is VV going to commit towards the mid? But no, VV is not going to do that. As he senses something's wrong, it's just too quiet. You know, in horror movies, if it goes quiet, a jump scare is going to happen.
Speaking of jump scares, guess what? Clover, they're setting up for themselves as well. So Soleil is going to be revealing himself to push for the upper tier 2. And it seems like they will get the tier 2 if this keeps up, but Smos Sne is still hoping for the big catch, and unfortunately they don't seem to see him. Ardem's making his way down middle. He might actually get caught out. Meanwhile, on the top side as well, Mano baits a fight. Tempest Blade comes away. He's going to be able to back off. The rest of the team Clover are here, and so is going to be Smos Sne as they go in for the fight. But Fatal Link catches on two. They blow up Che, and they are going to continue with the fight. Unfortunately, say there's only so much they can do. They lose the mage, but they take a little bit too much damage through that fight themselves. As you can see, Mano looking for the purple buff. He secures it, but he's going to die through the Valentina Fear. The Terrorfight comes in, and he's going to be picked off. Oh, that is so unlucky.
Oh, and they just need to continue to buy time as the Lord will push in onto the bottom lane. At the same time, we can see that Ardam will be pushing on the middle lane. They're going in for the split push right now. The minions doing their own job at the top, and now the turret will be taken down. Now it's down to the inhibitor turrets.
Yup, and now Niker is going to be using his body to defend against it. He is going to be A-okay, but somehow in the middle lane as well, we do see a trade-off with TY catching us Vivi. That is huge. Without the Valentina, there's not much they can do. But you can see Clover, they're hesitant and go for the commitment, and a beautiful defense coming from Smos Sne.
Oh, at the bottom lane, the Lord has been taken down, but then again, now it's reset time for Clover. They've done all they needed to do. Just need to wait for the next 50 seconds till the next objective is up, and they might focus on the Lord instead.
Yeah, this is just Oh, you hate to see it, but it's still as close as this get. Clover is only 4k ahead compared to Smos Sne. As Smos Sne, they're trying their best to actually make a comeback, but slowly but surely, I think the biggest threat right now coming from Clover is how do they quickly kill Niker? They've got a carry. It's gonna be able to do a lot of damage, but if Apule gets picked up from the get-go, it's gonna be very, very difficult to do so. Smos Sne, they have a rough idea on what they need to do, but here comes the ambush. If you think about it, but Niker, if this game drags on long by, I believe he does have one-shot capability against the carry.
Oh, okay, that's really, really scary as well, because we would think the same for a carry, but let's see if that happens as they now put pressure onto Mano.
Ooh.
We chased down everyone onto Mano, but Mano, we know a Link, he's super mobile, you're not going to catch a Link that easy.
Yep, without the daily catch, they are going to be in a little bit of trouble as well, because Smos Sne, they are looking to force the fight. Clover doesn't have big ultimates as well, but the Lord is going to be going for the fight. Niker opening the body, who's going to get the Tempest Blade? It's like it is going to be stolen by Clover themselves as they try to go for the oppression. Smos Sne, they are in a little bit of trouble. They get pulled back by the Fatal Links, and Clover, they are able to get up 2 players in the back, and that's going to be the daily catch scaring them off. Niker dropping to the second bar HP. Apule making a little bit of work as well. The disarm comes in, but there's only so much he can do. He goes for the sprint, and he's going to be A-okay, and that is just the beauty of Masha. Just so tanky and hard to kill.
Oh, that's what we talk about Masha, right? Tanky, hard to kill because of the level of mobility that he has. But now we can see the Lord together with the entire Clover team. They are trying to finish up this game from the middle lane.
This might be GG. Che sidesteps his way through, he flickers his way through, but guess what? The crystal is going to be overexposed as well, but Clover is trying to make the play as well. But Showdown, they throw in for a clear, but can they finish him off? I don't think they can, but it seems like they managed to defend against this, and Clover, they are going to drop the ball, but still like Smos Sne, they're trying to their lives. They still have Alice, they still have TY, but the crystal still survives. The inhibitor is going to be out for grabs by Clover. They're going for the bush, and here he goes. GGW play, and that is going to be Clover coming up on top with a reverse 2-0 sweep. What a game!
Wow, what a game! Okay, first game, they lost, that's fine. Second game, a comeback, 12k goal deficit comeback. A third game, it was a big win for them. It's like they've risen from the dead.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's all about the mental capacity. That game too gave them so much morale, and look at how oppressive they are in game 3. Oh wow, what a game. I did not expect that, but wow. Just wow. W-O-W. Wow.
I mean, what a great game to end day number 2, right? This is the perfect series for the build-up for the Grand Finals tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how the Grand Finals is gonna go, because that is as close as it gets. Like, we weren't expecting the Clover to actually make it all the way, because if you think about it, game 1, it was close. It would have been mentally taxing.
Yeah.
Game number 2, it looked very one-sided as well, because Smos Sne almost closed up the 2-0, unfortunately allowed Clover for the comeback, and that was a big morale booster coming from Clover. But I felt like Smos Sne, they could have won game 3. They could have won game 2, because it could have gone either ways. But Clover, right on the morale, trusted their teammates, trusted each other, and they pulled through in game number 3. Well done towards Clover, because that was a well-deserved victory.
Well deserved indeed. My goodness. I mean, wow. You would have thought this after looking at game number 1 and game number 2. They kind of almost lost it together with a cheese, sort of like a cheese drop. But let's relive the moments, ladies and gentlemen. Watching this highlights, of course, this highlight is brought to you by none other than Samsung Galaxy AC.
Yeah, it seems like having the Bane seems to be the right strategy. It worked out in their favor, because if you think about it, the wombo combo with the daily catch, the wombo combo with the fatal release, for the setup, it's just annoying. But think about this again, okay? I'm gonna let it sink for a little bit. The previous regionals, the day 1, Valentina was kind of in the midst, doesn't have a good win rate. But guess what? In the hands of the right player, things can get out of hand. Game 1 was won by TY with the Valentina. Game 2, easy. Game 3, easy. And Valentina is just so oppressive. You see time and time again as well, that Terrified coming from the Valentina was able to set up so many big plays, and even this moment as well, where I think a lot of times Mano was caught out, and because of that, it kind of stopped Smos Sne from doing what they wanted to do in most of these fights.
Well, now that you mentioned about Valentina, and you actually been talking about Valentina the entire show since the days before.
Yeah, it's broken.
I wonder why that these teams don't really think Valentina is a big threat.
It's tough to say. It's very situational, right? Because Valentina arguably has got a very similar kill kit, but when it comes to stealing items, it's the ultimates as well is very dependent on your opponent's ultimates, right? So there are moments where certain ultimates can be very, very good, certain ultimates can be very, very bad. And in this case, I feel like for Smos Sne's Wrath, the Holy Baptism is a good pickup. The Tempest Blade for iframe is a good pickup. Aside from those two, nothing else is good. But even with that two, is good enough. As long as they have like one or two useful ultimates, you are going to be able to get by. So in that situation, well done towards them. And yeah, congratulations, because they are your second grand finalist.
And yeah, I mean, wow. Clover, what an amazing comeback. Okay, let's just check out the stats from the previous round, right? So, Clover, as we can see here, no kills for the side of JJ. Okay, not too much of a surprise, considering that JJ is focused not to get kills, but more of like a support on the team.
Yeah.
But overall, we can see that a lot of contribution this time from Bano as well as TY.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised from Niker's itemizations as well, because for Masha, it's a little bit different from the traditional tanks which we usually see as well, right? I did see a Skyrander's helmet. I didn't see the fully built Curse helmet, which is okay. But what was really surprising was he actually opted to go for the blade armor just to compensate for to deal with the carry, right? Logically, for a Masha, you're trying to get as much HP as possible. But because there was a carry, it was very difficult to do so, forcing him to a situation where if I go max HP, carry is going to hit me very hard. But if I don't go max HP, I'm not going to be able to go for the one shot. So it's just a chicken and egg situation for him. So great outplays coming from Team Clover for winning the game. But let's take a look to and who the MVP for game number 3 is. It is going to be none other than Ardam.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question about Ardam's capability, right? We've seen it time and time again that Ardam was the star man for his team. A lot of great plays come from it. And he's very flexible in terms of his hero picks as well. So that gives a lot of room for his teammates to play different composition. So, hey, but talking about composition, that's them. But what's for our audience? We have a giveaway.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. By the way, guys, thank you guys for staying through the stream as well. And of course, if you guys have enjoyed your moments here, thank you all so much for tuning into All-Stars. I know you guys are here to support your All-Star fans as well. I hope you guys enjoyed these moments for today, because there are so many good games for today. I did not expect it all. But of course, here is going to be a giveaway code for you guys up on the screen. Be sure to redeem it before it's gone. And of course, woo-wee, what a way to see the international stage here in the MLBB All-Stars, because I did not expect the final series of the semifinals to go that way, as close as it gets. And an unexpected victory as well on top of it all. So I'm looking forward to see how the grand finals for tomorrow is going to look like, especially between both NEVERWIN as well as Team Clover, which is going to be happening tomorrow.
So it's going to be the team that has never lost at all a single game versus a team that made an amazing comeback.
Oh yeah, that is I don't know, is it their lucky stars? Is it the 4-leaf clover that we're talking about? Because they should not have won them too. So is it the luck? Is it the skill? You gotta stick around to find out, because tomorrow is about to happen. The grand finals is gonna be ways. But of course, all things considered, today's matches is all concluded for the All-Stars MLBB International Stage. And I'm glad to be a part of it as well, Sir Cloud.
Likewise as well. And it's a pleasure to see these teams play. I mean, like what we said earlier on, it is, of course, an all-star match. Some of them are not pro players, some of them are though, some of them are ex. But the point is that it doesn't feel like simply another all-star match.
Oh yeah, it's not an all-star match. Dude, the thing about all-star match, it's not a show match. All-star is your favorite celebrities, the ones that you watch for at home, the ones that you supported. There is a reason why you supported, because they're good. They're not just streamers, they're amazing players. And that's a demonstration of what they can do. So I'm looking forward to see how they can do. But as of that, all this is brought to you by Moonton, as well as presented by Samsung Galaxy for all the series. And you guys are watching the MLBB All-Stars International Stage. So be sure to come back tomorrow and witness the grand finals with us. My name is ICBB12. He's Sir Cloud. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.